Ooh, I like the fade in there.
That's cool.
Had a transition, man.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, guys? Cheers.
Cheers.
Merry
Rafa Mayo
Christmas.
stream.
Happy holidays. Let us know if the sound's okay, and if we're okay. This is our 30 seconds together to figure this out. Sup, Joe Blob. Sup, Forced Wits, Graham, Fluff Sauce. Thok for the win.
I've been watching. I saw the Dirties a few years ago. I had no idea Matt Johnson done anything else. Thanks a lot for bringing him up. Been watching Dirties BTS. I haven't seen that. I'd like to see the Dirties BTS. Operation Avalanche and Nirvana the Band, the show. Binging that. I still haven't seen any of season 2, but I'm excited to check it out.
Nice.
Yeah, man. God Monster. Glad you're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't sure if we were going to stream today.
No.
But then we looked at the Pwnage subreddit and it says we were, so
we did.
So we were like, oh, we better stream, I guess. Because we mentioned it in passing.
On stream, yeah. We vaguely talked about it on...
We're like, hey, we should maybe
stream. We should stream. We should, yeah. I'm available. It's my last Sunday for all. We totally should. And, but we never locked anything internally. We were like, okay. We're like, yeah, maybe we'll stream. And then, woke up today and was checking the subreddit. It's like, we're streaming at 4:30. So I wrote Jeff, I'm like, hey, are we streaming? It's like, well, according to the subreddit, we are. So, so we're here. You guys controlled us. You alphaed us into streaming.
That's right.
You gave us a couple arm punches, and we're here, man.
Yeah.
In color this time. We need a color to show off the Christmas cheer.
Primal beer. Cheers,
Primal
man.
beer. Ginormous balls. Thanks, man. Oh yeah, good. I'll get this. It's a good reminder to get this up. There we go. Primal Beer. First sub of the day already. Wow. Thank you, man. Yeah, now you know, just
be like, Jeff, it's Tuesday, 7 p.m.
Tim, they said it was there.
Stream. It's like, we're like scrambling to stream.
We're early, actually. It said 4:30. It's 4:14, man. We've been going for at least 2 minutes.
We're a bit early for once.
Yeah. This will probably be the last stream before Christmas, though. I get super fucking busy from here on out. This is my last Sunday for a while until 2018. There's not really much of 2017 left, but even going into 2017, I don't know how many Sundays I will have. Depends on T-Man's tennis. Forced Wits, thank you, man.
Cheers, man.
They are coming up. Great. Awesome.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So where did we leave off last time?
Good. You had a list of topics.
Yeah.
I didn't make a list because this all kind of happened last minute. You know, the community let us know we're streaming pretty last minute. So
Pwnage, bitches.
Hexploitation, thank you, man.
Hey, cheers.
But in the last week, what happened in the last week?
That isn't dark, depressing news.
No, I was peer pressured into installing Fortnite on the PS4. Fortnite.
Is that another like survival game?
It's a battle royale, 100% battle royale.
Yeah.
But there's also a 2-player co-op mode. So I'm gonna start by playing that with T and getting familiar with the game. Mm-hmm. It's just been really hard, man. I've been just dadding out, man. And by the time I have time to myself, it's like 9 p.m. and my brain is done. So it's very tough for me to learn a new game. I find it very intimidating. You know, it's like when you're really tired and you know you're an hour or two from being unconscious. It's like here's a difficult multiplayer game. Learn it. You know, it's like no, I'm just gonna play something I know, and I have like, you know, established expectations and I expect a certain amount of joy per minute in my few minutes. But I will learn it, man. I will learn it. My brother-in-law seems to be a big fan. Keeps peer pressuring me, so I installed it. Man.
Billy's playing it, huh?
Yeah, he's really into it. Yeah.
So he doesn't play Destiny anymore, or is he?
I don't know. Not too many people on my friends list are in Destiny 2 right now. There's been a big backlash, and the first expansion came out. That happened this week. The first expansion came out on Tuesday, but the community is just not happy.
How did they fuck up? What's the deal?
It's tough for me to say because I didn't play it hundreds of hours to really elaborate myself. Yeah. But according to what I've read, it's just that they've changed some of the fundamental elements that made Destiny 1 so addictive and so fun, including even there's subtle changes to the way that you control your character. It just doesn't quite feel as tight. A lot of people think. Yeah. But just the reward system is really generic, and you always just get tokens. Then you cash the tokens in for something. So they've added this like step in between like killing a boss and getting some epic loot. Mm-hmm. Whereas in Destiny, what was great, that MMO element of like when you kill this boss has these drops.
Right away, and the drop is
there. Golgroth drops my gloves. I'm only missing the gloves to complete my set. So when we're fighting Golgroth, there's an anxiety, and he drops, there's the chest, and you're like, fucking open the chest. But here it doesn't matter. You're just getting tokens. You know you're getting tokens. There's tokens. And later on, you cash the tokens in and you gamble and get something. And it's, that's lame as shit, man. If that's the case, because I'm not actually rating in B2, that's lame as shit. Also, I guess the expansion came out, and people that like didn't get the expansion have lost access to things. Like, I can't do the Nightfall anymore because I didn't buy the expansion, and so.
The expansion, they remove things that.
Yes. So usually an expansion means like you get to keep everything you bought, and then we've given you more shit that you paid for. So people are saying this is an expansion. It's a subscription. Like if I don't buy the expansion, I don't get to play some of the things that I like playing. Right?
Why would they do that?
I mean, but Destiny's always kind of done that. There's an expectation you're buying the expansions, and I'm used to that, so it doesn't blow my mind. But because it's now on PC, and there's all these guys that have never seen that model before, or played Destiny, or not familiar with Destiny, they're just jumping in on their Blizzard app because they heard great things about it. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, coming from, the PC land or whatever. But and PvP is apparently fucked up. The cheating is way worse than it ever was, and I think that has a lot to do with PC people. Right? And it's coming in there with their hacks. They still use peer-to-peer connections in PvP, which is a no-go on PC, man, because you're just so fucking vulnerable. Right? To DDoS anything, man, right? 4-on-4 instead of 6-on-6. All these changes. It used to be that you could play PvP as a solo player. You'd get put on a team, and the other team would be mostly solo players, and you'd have a great time. But now, from what I read anyways, it's like if you jump in as a solo player, you're just fucked. Like you're gonna match with a group of 4 hardcores that are on voice chat, and you're gonna be with 3 randos, and you just get spawn killed over and over and over. And I don't know how they managed to fuck all this shit up, but apparently, like, so many things that made Destiny 1 absolute magic are just fucked up. And and yeah, man, I don't know. The developers talked about a push and pull internally over the course of the development. Some and fundamental, differences in philosophy some designers had over others in terms of where Destiny 2 should go. Looks like the idiots won some of these battles because some of these decisions seem obviously stupid, but there's a lot of ego in development, and I don't know, man. But reading all this isn't exactly making me want to get back into it and get caught up and get 300 and play this shit.
Yeah.
I was actually hoping when the expansion hit, because that was actually my mind. I'm like, I'll wait for the expansion. Because Destiny usually got better with the expansions. They would improve the game. I'm like, they have to realize how dumb it is not having a boss drop a chest with that boss's specific loot coming out of that specific chest. Like, come on, man. That's fundamental.
Well, isn't there something different about the feeling of going to a place to get your loot versus going to get something you can cash in at the store that's always there?
Yeah.
It's like you are going through this dungeon for half an hour, and you finally got to the end, and you're fighting the boss that has the thing. There's something visceral about that, about finding it in a place.
Yeah.
That's not like buying it in a list once this number's a certain size. Like.
Yep. Yeah, man. I know, and I heard some concerns expressed, like, because say I only need the gloves from Golgoroth, and Golgoroth is the 3rd of 5 bosses. We down Golgoroth. He doesn't have my gloves. I just fucking evac. I'm out of there. I leave my raid group. Yeah, that could totally happen. Yeah. So yeah, remove all boss-specific loot and just get... No. It's called Don't Raid With Me Again. Remember my name. Remove me from friends. Like, how about hold me accountable for my asshole-ish, selfish decision and just don't bring me back next time. Let the community police itself in those ways. Don't, like, fundamentally change the design because you're worried about these fringe cases. How fucking stupid, man. Anyway.
Well, Destiny, whatever. It's there's other games to talk about.
There are, man. Yeah, people are digging Fortnite. Fortnite wasn't originally a battle royale, by the way. It was like,
really?
I can't remember what the genre was. It's a third-person shooter. It's got a great cartoon style, and you actually build stuff. So you put up ramps and you build a house and you hide in your own house. So they took like FPS, made a third-person shooter, and added a construction element. But then the battle royale genre just exploded. So the devs like took it and made a battle royale mode, which is
it just destroyed.
And it just completely destroyed the regular mode, and now that's the game. It's called Fortnite Battle Royale. And it's
great.
Yeah.
I love it when there's a small enough company that can pivot and
they
make a good
totally
decision. It's like, would EA do that?
No, they can't. No.
They can't.
Yeah, that design would have been locked in.
Yeah, their structures do not allow that kind of change of direction.
Yeah. So I haven't actually played it yet, though. But I hear good things, so I'll give it a go.
Didn't we talk about Vanilla WoW last stream? Did we? Because
I did. I get asked about that a lot.
Because, dude, I am going to play it.
If I had time, I would play it. Wait, if you ever have a second kid, Jeff, it's hard to describe how you have just no time. Like it's like it. I thought that 2 wouldn't be much harder than 1, but no. It turns out that all of those like 3 hours a day you used to have to yourself, that's just all gone now.
I thought that they played with each other. Depends on the age gap, I guess.
They kind of do.
Because other friends of mine said that once you have 2, you just realize they play with each other all the time.
If they were really similar in age and they were both a bit older, but because Keen's still only 1.
Yeah.
Right, it's
He's not at the
yeah. I'm hoping in like a year or 2 that'll be the case, and I'll get back the time I had. But for right now, I'm just too tired all the time. Fuck it.
I'm gonna play WoW for just for nostalgia. Like I'm not going to intend to get to level 60 in vanilla WoW. It's the journey for me.
I look forward to you playing because, I mean, I have no idea, but I'll never forget when I was so excited. Back in Calgary, when I found all my Atari 2600 games in that red briefcase.
Oh, I know where you're
Brought them all over to Mark's, hooked them up, man. I was so excited. There must have been 20 games and my Atari, the controller, everything. We got hooked up. 20 minutes later, that shit was unhooked, and I never, for the rest of my life, thought about playing it again because it was terrible. And everything that I had remembered about it, the fun, was totally romanticized.
Because you had changed.
Yeah. And I think that you're going to log into Vanilla WoW and you're going to run. And you're going to run for like a minute and be like, wait a minute. I've been holding down S, running in a straight line for a minute. Now I kill some guy and I hit A and then something and he dies. He drops a wolf pelt and you'd be like, uninstall.
Maybe.
Be like, this is what a waste of my fucking life this is.
I could see that. I could see that happening.
Yeah, run, attack. Oh, wolf pelt. I'm out, man. I don't have time like that anymore. I need intense Clash Royale, man. I mean, I wonder what the percentage of my daily gaming is on the toilet. You know, when that shit hits double-digit percentage, you know you don't have a lot of gaming free time. You know what I mean? When I'm like, oh, yes, I got a shit, like fucking Clash, la la la.
Hilarious.
You know? Yes, I don't know. I just remember the time investment. And I could do it at night. Everyone goes to bed. I could just start sacrificing sleep. I could see myself grinding till 3 or 4 in the morning, and then, but that's it. Kids are a hard alarm clock, right? It's, yeah man.
Well, you know, I'd like to like kill Hogger. You know, that's it. Just do a quest. You know, check out this. Oh, this place. I remember that.
Kill Hogger.
It'll be worth the $15, I think. Like to just go do a quest and be like, oh yeah, great memories. The music.
You don't get a free month or anything. They won't bring you back for free.
Probably.
They probably will, man. I mean, if you haven't played for years, they'd be stupid not to be offering you a free month back.
What if my characters can go back to vanilla?
You used to use crack? Haven't used it in a while, huh? Just try this a little bit around.
Yeah, try this.
Yeah. They'd be crazy to be like, I have some I could sell you. It's like, yeah, that's not a good deal.
Yeah, well, I'm not buying a box copy of the game. I'm gonna just if it's $15 a month or whatever it is, $9 a month, I don't know, whatever it is in Canadian dollars.
It says they're lagging. We shouldn't. We have only dropped 360 frames out of 30,000, so we're doing pretty decent. Yeah, Tony, we were early. Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, Merry Christmas, Tony.
This webcam slowly falling.
It is.
It's
yeah. If you tighten the
properly.
thing more, the cord must be pulling it back.
You
Yeah.
tighten this. Okay, there we go.
This whole like chair farts a lot. I'm just gonna do this on purpose. People know later on that's not me farting. Doc says, how many trophies you have in Clash Royale? This season should be the first season I crack 5K. I have a 49.37 PB. I haven't been playing too seriously the last few seasons, but this season I intend to go hard. There's a fucking brilliant balance patch coming in 2 days. I'm so fucking hyped, man. I'm gonna actually push this season. The holidays, hopefully I can find lots of couch time. Family coming in. I'm gonna push hard, man. Gotta crack 5K. It's happening.
Nice.
Yeah, I got my first max card. Only took a year and a half.
You have a which card?
Archers. I brought my archers to 13, man. My first, yeah, it took that long. I mean, I could have had literally a year ago if I was one of those cheeseheads who just like maxes, 6, 7, 8 commons and has a max deck.
Yeah.
But I have like every card in the game at tournament standard, and then a whole bunch to like max -1. Like I must have at least 4 or 5 commons at level 12. I got several level 10 rares, a couple level 7 epics. Like I'm getting big now, man.
So they're not doing anything that's fucking up the game. They're doing it right. They release new versions.
They made a big fuck up last patch.
What is it?
They took free chests out of the game.
Really? Passively.
And they replaced it with quests. And quests require you to actually play the game. It's like today it's like, play 10 1v1 matches or use P.E.K.K.A 10 times in a 1v1 match. Because the 1v1 ladders basically just died when they put 2v2 out and made it permanent. Because you get chests from 2v2, you get all the rewards, but no trophies and no anxiety. Because, of course there's a behind-the-scenes ELO, which is just trophies, but they don't show it to you.
Yeah.
And what interesting psychology to just not show someone their trophies.
Yeah.
Or to show someone their trophies. Now everyone goes the no-show route. They just don't want to know, right?
That's interesting.
So now they're doing whatever they can to incentivize people to play 1v1, because what happens is people below 2,000 trophies actually generate trophies with each match. So the loser will lose less than the winner gained. So trophies are generated into the system. It's not a zero-sum ELO system. And to compensate, at the end of every season, everyone above 4,000 is reset back to 4,000, and those trophies are removed from the system. That's how they have some weird balance. Now, there must be some super complex math, because that doesn't seem sustainable long-term. What happens when you have less newer players, because the game's a year and a half old, right? Which is a problem they've kind of faced. Then they had made 2v2, people stopped playing 1v1. And so the inflation upwards, the upward trophy inflation cut drastically. And what happened was, to me and everybody else, we're like, every season my PB, my personal best PB, is climbing. And this change comes in 2v2 and the tanks. And for like 3 or 4 seasons straight, it was just going down. It just down and down. Like I'm having a very hard time getting back to 49.37 with cards that are 2 levels higher than they were when I first fucking got there. Like I was there with like level 11 commons and 5 epics, like way back in the day, wrecking shit with my splash yard. But a combination of nerfing the fuck out of my deck and this 2v2 change and everybody, man, me and everybody else, it's just like been difficult. So they put in quests. Sorry, I'm talking way too much. They put in quests, incentivize people. The quests have to be done in 1v1 ladder. it's helping a lot. Inflation's back. People's trophies are kind of rising again, and this should be the first season that the clan name is Pwnage, man. Just oh wait, that's not the stream. It's Pwnage. It's run by a guy named Dooms. He's been running it since the start. Super good guy. The clan is actually fucking fantastic. There's a lot of really great characters. It's friendly. There's a lot of very skilled players, but there's no ego, and everybody hangs out and talks about the game. They'll analyze the replays for you. They laugh. They share things. It's actually really cool, man. It's a cool clan. Highly recommended. If you're 4K or over, you can join for sure. If there's an open spot, it's often full. But if there's an open spot, then hop in. If you're over 4K. If not, you're a fucking scrub. And then you got to go to Pure Impact, the feeder clan, which is totally great, man. That's also an awesome clan. Yeah.
Tony the Gamer Dad, we talked about Destiny 2 locking off content. I heard Sony and Microsoft were giving refunds
about Destiny 2.
Weird.
Oh, really? Because the expansion came out and people are like, I want my refund on the original because I can no longer do half the game?
I guess so, yeah. Huh.
We're talking Clash Royale. I've never played Clash of Clans. In fact, Clash Royale is the very first mobile game I've ever played with any seriousness. And I think it's a fantastic game. And if it was a PC game and was never on mobile, I would have been just as addicted to it. I think it's fucking fantastic as a game. Graham, I'm glad you're here. He wants to switch over to Pure and run their space. We'd love to have you. Absolutely, man. It's either that or I was thinking it's up to you. You can take over Pure Impact. You're absolutely the one who should be the leader. So you can make a choice, man. Either lead the feeder clan or come over. And you should come over, man, because we're there. Case Bang's there. We're all there, man.
Who's Graham? Is he
Graham he's a Pure fan. He was in the feeder that I'm in with my alt. But he's like works his ass off, gets so many crowns every week. He's over 4K now, and the feeder just doesn't have the same activity as the main. Like the main clan, usually by Saturday we're done the clan chest. Like it's just so much more active that I feel bad when there's really stellar members that are still in the feeder when they could move over. But it's weird loyalty, man. You get to, it's not about being the bigger clan. It's about you get friends and you like don't want to leave them and stuff. I get it, man. Anyway, okay, I'll stop talking about Clash Royale.
Is the real Scree the real Scree, or is it someone else? If it is the real Scree, hey man, what's going on?
Ernst, man. I talked about you last stream, if that's you. About our little terrorist incident in Amsterdam. Or, I mean, what I interpreted as one, and you calmly walked over because you speak Dutch and realized they were just yelling, be safe. And never say no, and everything else.
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to forward you a porn a couple days ago.
Nice.
Yeah, the title was like, I never say no. It was like the title. And I was like, fucking, that's Jeff's.
I never say no. Was it like...
I don't know if we're on the porn forwarding level. I don't know what level that is. No one's ever sent me a porn video before. It's kind of weird.
Well, if I find one that looks like your ex-girlfriend's, I'll send it your way.
No kidding, man. Yeah, no kidding. I had a scare the other day from the thumbnail. Like, oh, no way. But no, it wasn't.
Yeah, man. Anyone's got porn that looks like my ex-girlfriend's, send it my way.
How do I, Oh, god damn it. What? Didn't there used to be like an... Oh, you're not a...
Not logged in.
Yeah, you're not,
Oh, message deleted. Why were you trying to open that?
I wasn't opening. I was trying to delete him.
Oh, okay.
And,
oh, you did it over there.
Yeah, he's a spammer. He's trying to get people to click a link, so...
Yeah, okay. I get it.
Some poor star just killed herself because she was bullied
bullied
online. That's a weird combination.
A lot of people are like, when they become public figures, like that woman who plays Wonder Man. Wonder Woman. The woman who plays Wonder Man. The woman who plays Wonder Woman. Apparently just quit social media. And yeah, there was some article about how like movie stars should be mysterious and shouldn't have their lives open to the public or whatever I saw, and that's how I learned about it. But you can imagine the shit she has to read if she's looking through her like notifications. You can imagine, like, oh my god, it's so much. Like you know you're gonna get a noise floor of bullshit flowing your way, and like.
But porn's one of those
hate
things
mail
like where you got to know when you start in that business, when you put yourself out there. I mean, to say you're exposing yourself, being vulnerable to the public. Dude, you're literally exposing every parts of your insides, actually, depending on the angle. I mean, like, you're really putting yourself out there. I think that if you don't have a thick skin, I don't think internet porn is the business for you, man.
Well, even Ed Sheeran, the singer, when he was on Game of Thrones, he quit Twitter because, and it's like, it's so stupid. He quit Twitter because of all the backlash of him being on Game of Thrones, because all the hate mail he got, all the hate messages, and it's so stupid. It's like someone was just like, there's no depth to it. No one is actually really upset. They'll just write a bunch of like, "Fuck you, being on Game of Thrones. You wrecked Game of Thrones."
They think it's funny,
and they think, and it's just like, there's no substance to it. That they don't actually feel that way, and like, if you saw them, they would never say that to your face. They, it's you really have to, if you can, but it's hard. It's hard to even, take that all in with the idea that it is online writing, right, and put it in a different category of human communication, right? Because it's hard to hear you fucking suck when people write online, right, over and over again. Like, you can't just say like, oh, that's bullshit. I know they don't actually think that, but it's going to affect you in some way. So yeah, anyway, he's like, well, what does Twitter give me? All I get is shit in my face. I'm quitting Twitter. So he did. I don't know if he's back, but
yeah, it's in these cases I would like to thank Raph Koster, Designer Dragon, for making Ultima Online and for breaking me as a young adult. Compared to what I suffered in Ultima Online, which went beyond words. It went to murdering my character and taking things I spent my real life time accumulating. And I mean, nothing since then has been able to faze me. Like words on Twitter. You know how many words I've got, Jeff? Do you know how many terrible things people said to me? And it just doesn't. I fucking just bounces right off, man.
Dara's here. Didn't get a notification. What?
Oh no, Dara, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah, and I think Ultima has something to do with that. Because that shit broke me. I don't know if you remember, man, but it broke me as a person. Like, I lost all faith in humanity forever, and I never recovered it. I was such an idealist before Ultima Online. I really thought people were fundamentally good. I thought all that nonsense. No, they're fucking fundamentally psychopathic. They're terrible. The average person's terrible.
You lost all faith in humanity, and then what happened when Trump was elected?
Oh, I think I rolled with it better than most, even though I felt pretty. Just because I'm like,
at least it's not.
I saw it coming.
I saw it coming because of what I saw in Ultima Online.
This is for Raph. Thanks, buddy, for preparing me for life. Everything else seems easy by comparison to Ultima Online. And Phenom, what's up, man?
Yeah,
nice to see you here.
I bet Dara's got way more dickbag mail than we have.
Oh yeah, I
bet Dara's got 1,000 times.
Oh yeah.
The dickbag. Yeah. What's Dara? What's your like worst dickbag email?
I'm surprised Ed gets that much, because isn't he like a 98% female fan base? They don't seem to be as prone to cyberbullying girls, right?
So his fan base is so huge, he'll get 1,000.
Yeah. So even the 2% males, it's like 2 million of the motherfuckers, right? But yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy Kitty, what's up? I know you're talking to Dara. I get that. That's all right, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm just impervious now. I'm impervious to dick bags. I think I am anyways. Maybe I just haven't met like the ultimate dick bag. But I don't know. Like when people say words to me, there is like, I see that words are speed, Jeff.
Yeah.
Right? The person who says the word, if they have no mass, they have no weight, because I don't know them, and so therefore I do not respect their opinion. They are just totally random Yahoo. They are massless. So all the speed in the world, all the words and how harsh they are, have no momentum, and they just don't affect me. But if Jeff, or someone who I respect, were to tell me, Jarrett, you're terrible, you're a shit actor, and you should fucking quit life and whatever, that would hit me, because Jeff's words have weight. They're coming from a source of mass that I respect. So it always just kind of amazes me that people get so affected by words coming from some random fucking Yahoo when they know it's just some random fucking Yahoo who's being a fucking random Yahoo.
When there's someone that doesn't know you, their words can only tell you information about them, right? It can only tell them, like, yeah, it's the classic cliche or whatever idiom. It says more about you than it does about me, right? But yeah, it's like you got to realize that they felt compelled to write those words for a reason that tells you a lot about them. So,
Oh yeah, man. A lot about
why?
them.
Because a lot of people aren't emailing me hate mail or, it's like, wow, I didn't know that about you. Thanks for telling me. I'm not going to reply. But
You calling Jeff fat? Man, Fatty is my nickname. Like that's what Stacy calls me now. That's my new pet name.
oh yeah, is it because of your fat?
Yeah, because I'm putting on a lot of weight.
Really? I didn't know.
It's a term of endearment. She's slut. I'm fatty. We're good, man. We love each other.
Yeah.
There's not much truth in that. I don't know why I say some of the things I say.
Ugly
This-
Christmas
ugly? Are you
sweater.
fucking
What?
mental?
This is the most beautiful design I've ever seen in my life.
This is fucking dude. Are you fucking? This wins all the Christmas parties, man. This wins all the Christmas parties. Slut and fatty. I completely feel this way. I've got such a tough shell now. People on the internet can literally say anything to me, and it doesn't faze me at all.
Nice.
That's perfect. That's perfect. It's a complete reflection of their character, and they're sad humans, and that's exactly it, man. And once you, or woman, or girl, whatever you prefer to be called, once you build that shield, it's actually unbelievably empowering, right? And suddenly you look around at everyone around the world like, you're a random Yahoo, you're a random Yahoo. Nothing any of you say matters at fucking all. Have no I don't know you, so I can't possibly respect you.
And yeah, it's true. It sucks that you have to build that cynicism and that shield.
It does, and I think we
sucks
were
that-
taught it as children because we're from a generation in which it was really rammed into us. The sticks and stones man was really. I think it's something that can be cultivated, right? It takes effort. I don't think people are naturally born that way because we're naturally such social creatures and we're naturally supposed to be from tribes of like 180 people. So everyone's word should have weight in that context. But that's not the world anymore, right? I mean, if you're in a small tribe of 180, there's no one that call you fat that wouldn't hurt your feelings, right? You're like, that's Jim. I mean, shit, that's Jim. You know everybody. But we don't anymore, man.
Sticks and stones.
I'm not jaded, though. I think we're pretty happy. Maybe I'm jaded. Am I jaded?
Dude, something happened. I had one entry that's new to my stream topics list this week. I'd like to tell you about it, Jarrett.
Uh-oh.
How come we can't see the number of viewers? It's weird.
I don't know. But it's over here. Because actually, I don't need the chat. There it is.
Okay.
140.
140 people. That's good.
Yeah.
So we can get into our stream topics now.
I'm going to grab a new beer. 1 second.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I got my little cooler going on. I got Stubbies, which I don't know if people know what these are. This is a Stubby Budweiser beer. And have many of you viewers never seen a bottle like this before? Maybe you have, and if you've watched Strange Brew with Bob and Doug McKenzie and Max von Sydow. Great movie if you want to understand a little piece of Canada. In Canada, we had these beer bottles called Stubbies, which for whatever reason...
Only Red Stripe comes in them now.
yeah, Red Stripe comes in them now. But like every now and then, there's a limited edition Stubbies. And all beer in Canada used to come in bottles like this until the long necks came out. Ooh, the long necks. It's weird. Why was there a different kind of beer bottle? I don't know. I don't know the history, but anyway.
Those bottles were designs that people couldn't fight with broken bottles as weapons. Is there truth to that statement? He's just a random Yahoo, so I have no idea.
Really, there's no handle for this to be
That's true, though.
Weapon.
You can't just bash it on the counter and then stab a guy in the neck.
Long necks are only for civilized countries. Labatt and Coors Heavy have the grenades, as they're referred to in Michigan. Interesting. So it's not just Canada. Oh, we sell Stubby beers here in Chicago. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, in the 70s and early 80s, this was the standard in Canada. It's like a beer bottle. It's like, what's with that long ass neck? It's weird, right? Oh. So you probably heard like a while. This is old news, but like Bob Dylan won the Nobel Prize for literature. I think in 2016.
I actually didn't know that, but okay.
For his contribution to.
Seb Hansel. Okay.
For his his whole discography basically.
Yeah.
And he's a really good writer. It's weird. Like there was really a lot that came together for him in the 60s. He became the voice of a generation and the hype machine and all that. And I'm not the biggest fan of his music, but I find he's lyrically amazing. And his journey through through his life and through his becoming such an incredible success, and then commercialism coming in and all that. Anyway, there's some albums he phoned in, I think, but I'm not the biggest Bob Dylan fan, but I know he's a fan of writing, and he's a fan of literature, and I think he's deserving of the Nobel Prize. Not that I'm a good judge of that, because I'm not big into literature and especially of Nobel caliber, but I'd recommend you read his speech that he gave or that he wrote for receiving the Nobel Prize. So whenever someone gets the Nobel Prize, they write some stuff or whatever. It's on the Nobel laureate website. It's really good. You looking up?
Last I'd heard, he's like a fanatical Christian now. He's like born again Christian, which means that you lived a life of horrible excess and sin, and then you decide one day that I'm awesome now, and it was cool. Forgiveness, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess he had a born again tour. I don't know. Anyways, because you're mentioning Bob Dylan, and the last time I thought about him or heard about him was that I was literally in my head was I didn't know he's a fucking nutter now. I didn't know that he went crazy in his later years. But I don't know if this is still the case, because it says here in this headline in an article I'm not reading that it lasted 3 years, his born again period. So was that just the artistic phase he went through? I don't know.
Possibly. I don't know. It's his life is pretty extreme, because he owns an island north of Venezuela where he spends a lot of his time. Like, he owns an island, and he's like private island, and anyway, I recommend you read his Nobel Prize speech or whatever, because it's really good actually, and it's like very encompassing of humanity, and it talks about his big influences, and he talks about the 3 books that influenced him as a young person that kind of set him on his trajectory, and one of them was Moby Dick, and which he talked about the sense of purpose and the sense of being on a mission, and he quotes his favorite line from it, which is the path to my fixed purpose is laid with iron rails whereon my soul is grooved to run. Right, which I think is a great line.
It's deep, man.
It's like, but just to come up with that, right? It's like, it's just to write that. Anyway, I think it's a great line. I totally agree with him. He talks about All Quiet on the Western Front, about war and losing your childhood, how that affected him, and it's about the First World War. And then he talks about the 3rd book is the ancient Greek epic, the Odyssey, about life's journey, and he gives a good summary of it and why it impacted him and all this, and that's Bob Dylan, the musician in the legend, right? So here we have this.
Gucci gang, spread their racks on new chain. My bitch love do cocaine. Ooh, I fuck a bitch, I forgot name. I can't buy me no wetter rain. Rather go and buy ball mains. Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Spread their racks on new chain.
This isn't satire. It is though, right? Maybe not publicly, but privately it's satire. He fucking knows, man. He's gotta know. He's got no talent.
Me and my grandma take meds. None of this shit be new to me. Fuck my teacher called tutory. Bought some red bars, cost hella G's. Fuck your airline, fuck your company. Bitch, your breath smell like some cigarettes. I'd rather fuck a bitch from the projects. They kick me out the plane off perk set. Now Lil Pump blind private jet. Everybody scream fuck WestJet. Lil Pump still stuck that meth.
Fuck him.
100 on wrist, sipping on tag. Fuck a little bitch, make her pussy wet. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang,
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Gucci gang. Spread their racks on no
Just the right number of Gucci gangs. Like just
Yeah, he's a fucking artist, Jeff.
one Gucci gang more, just no. One Gucci gang less, no. It doesn't work. It's just the right number.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Spent their racks on new chain. My bitch love do cocaine. Ooh, I fuck a bitch.
My beloved do cocaine, fucking bitch, make the pussy wet. Wow, what a fucking deep guy, man.
Gucci gang, Gucci
Oh,
gang, Gucci gang.
yeah, it goes. I fucked a bitch, forgot her name. Fucked a bitch, made her pussy wet. Like, on which my soul is grooved to run. What? Like, nothing, man.
Yeah, see, he's at the end. He laughs. No, it's satire, man. It's
Well, it's 260 million views on YouTube. 3 million likes. This is the voice of a generation now. Yeah, man. All the communication, all the access to knowledge, all of the technology, and this is music. 2017.
Ah, man.
A Kindle is like $99 now, right? You can get all the books ever written. It's so accessible. You can get all that knowledge into your brain so easily now. You don't have to have a printed book that you walk to get. You can just have it through the tubes.
Privately satire. Jared, honestly, well, hey man, we have a mutual friend, who is good friends with Kanye West's producer, and apparently that's all privately satire too. Apparently he's a super well spoken, smart guy, and they're just laughing all the way to the bank. I wouldn't know until I met the guy. To me, I think that I don't believe it, because I think he would actually be an Oscar award-winning actor if it's satire, because I've seen too many interviews of him. It's too genius. Like the maintaining character for a decade, right? Every public appearance always maintaining. Oh no, they caught him smiling a couple times. Nah, man. I think to me it's too much to suspend. But hey, man. I often have to convince myself of these things. Otherwise, I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on in an era in which, God, I thought Kanye West was bad, man. Holy fuck, this is like a whole new level. That's a whole new level, man. Wow. 260 million views. I've never heard that before. You want Out of Touch? That's this guy right here, I guess,
Yeah.
man. I just don't have the taste, this sophistication to
Well-
enjoy Lil Pump. Lil Pump, man. Wow.
There's another. It was a suggested video. How much does fuck shit stack up to?
Reggie Watts, though.
He's good. isn't
Talented
it?
motherfucker,
This
yeah.
is satire. This is. Have you seen this? Fuck shit stack?
No.
It's good. It's really funny.
Yo. Yo. Word.
I dig this guy, man.
Adjective. Pronoun. Adverb. Run on and on and on. Where my gerunds at?
He's already demonstrated more talent than the entire Lil Pump.
Well, he said the word parenthetical.
Yeah.
Motherfucker shit, ass tits, motherfucker shit. Come on. Bickety pop, bickety pop, bickety pop. Shit, motherfucker, ass tits, cunt, pop, motherfucker shit, ass tits, motherfucker shit. Come on.
Dude, if Terrence saw this, he might cry. Like, I don't know what his swear police brain would do
Put
He
it
was
up on the
exposed.
wall. Check it out for a while.
Check it out for a while.
You take that shit up off of the wall, put it down on the floor in a glass bowl. You take some buck, put it up on the wall where the shit used to be. You take that buck up off of the wall, put it down on the floor with the shit in a glass bowl. What?
good.
Yo, here's another
In a
little
glass
piece of
bowl.
advice. You take some buck, then
And the
some
dancers,
shit,
right?
then
So
some
the
shit,
dancers have
buck,
just
shit,
the right
stack,
amount of skill.
buck, shit, stack, take
Like
some
they're-
buck, then some shit, then some buck, then some
They're not
shit,
good.
buck, shit,
Oh,
stack,
dude,
buck,
that
like-
hilarious
they're like-
dance
they're-
routine, yes.
They're not.
on top of itself.
No,
the
I
right
can
amount of
do
skill
that
to be
routine.
so funny.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, but it's just funny because
Ancient or new, I wear bulletproof vests for no apparent reason other than to create a false sense of importance, of which I can never retain on my own. I like to create a buffer memory of incredulity, so y'all motherfuckers could never get near to me. I'm a cartoon character. You'll never be able to be like me. Me. I like women. I like women.
This guy gets
I
it,
like
man.
the concept of a woman. I like to take those objects and put them in my videos. So they look like hoes. I like to take some car polish, smear it all over their asses and bump that shit out so it looks like fresh peaches and shit. I like to take some more of that car polish and smear it all over their tits and bump that shit out. Diamond necklaces and shit. Why? Because I'm a ladies man.
Dude, I like the fast
A
food on her
ladies'
ass, man.
A ladies man. I'm a materialist. I'm a materialist.
All right, man.
yeah, we're just watching here. Reggie Watts, fuck shit stack.
Sup,
Bum,
Laggy
bum,
7
bum.
from South Africa, man. You see the 1 billion views for a toy review. Oh yeah, no, the toy review stuff blows my mind. I'm getting back into that now, man. Got a son coming up on 2. There's a video in which a kid has a whole big bucket of trains and he dumps it. Oh, it's like the best video ever to a 20-month-old.
Lots of trains.
Dumping. Because, you know, like to remove objects from a container, it's very fun at 20 months. Right? Putting them back in, you know, whatever. It's a means to an end to get back to the next dump, you know.
You know.
Oh, man.
That's
Oh,
my
fixing my tooth.
approval dance. That is my when I
Wow.
really like the thing.
That was, Jeff really likes... How do I... No, it's impossible. I can't fix this because I have no... Okay. Okay. It's a fuck shit stack. Alright. Group hug.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks,
man. Do we miss anybody before? Hey, the slime donated $8.01
Nice.
32 minutes ago.
Oh, we
fucking
missed it.
that.
Oh.
That was the only major thing after Hexploitation's resubscription. Sorry, Ken. Hey, Stacy was digging stuff out for you today. Actually, Ken, while we're on the topic of Ken. Yeah. He wanted some stuff from the news store that was technically out of stock, but we have a lot of old storage stuff at my mom's from the cons back in the day. So Stacy drove over there and was digging through to see if she could find special order.
Evie Panda. Thanks, dude.
You Panda, thank you, man. Group hug, man. What's up? What are you singing?
Fuck shit stack. Oatmeal to go
Gucci Gang?
is a #1 hit. I'm surprised that Gucci Gang hasn't covered it. Whatever his name is,
Yeah.
Little somebody.
Dude, I'm always like a billion% up for making a sequel. If you want to make a 2018 sequel to Oatmeal to Go, you name the day, man.
Well,
I will bring over a 2.6 rye. We will fucking make a sequel to Oatmeal to Go.
but if we're going for Gucci Gang quality, it might take us like 8 minutes. So I don't know if I have that kind of time.
I would like it to get 260 million views. We can do a video afterwards that would help get the views.
Oh, we should do it.
I'm down, man. I'm down. We could try to stream it. I think the streaming will ruin the magic, though.
See, the Oatmeal to Go, the idea was that it was the most misogynistic song we could conceive of possible.
Yeah.
And then, it is now tame by like modern comparisons. So
looks like a bunch of dads made it.
yeah, but like, how do you do it without like there's obvious ways to go overboard on misogyny, but like, how do you do it in a way that seems like someone tried to make it art, or that because the movie The Room, which is now it's because of the Disaster Artist is out or is coming out. I don't know when it's released, but the movie The Room is bad, but it's bad in a way that someone who made it thinks it's amazing, right? So you got to have it like you can make a bad movie. It's easy to make a bad movie, but you got to make a bad movie where it's conceivable and plausible and believable, and the actual case, that somebody thinks it's amazing. The movie The Room, I think there's a Vox video about it where someone who wrote books about it or studied The Room describes it perfectly.
People are studying it.
Oh yeah, well,
it's being studied. People are writing books about The Room.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, the Disaster Artist is based on a book of one of the guys who plays Mark, who is also the line producer of the film, wrote the book The Disaster Artist, which is what the Disaster Artist movie is based on. And so this guy in this Vox video talks about how The Room is a movie where if you took an alien who had never seen a movie in his life and explained to them what movies were and then told them to make a movie, that's the movie they would make. Right? So it's like he has some understanding of what a movie is, but he's from Mars and has obviously never seen a movie. And I think that's a great explanation of what it is. Like I've never seen the full movie. I've seen clips. I've seen scenes. But anyway. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Well, as soon as you said Mark was line person, I'm like, oh, he even used his real name. And that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Jared, 1.5 years ago, I was here screaming you guys are my childhood heroes and this and that. I meant it. I said you'd be disappointed if I missed another stream, and I haven't missed one since.
Oh, nice. Nexus 1337.
Thank you, Nexus Elite. I appreciate that, man. Although, I mean, if you have to miss a stream, that is okay. I mean, I don't want to hold you to that forever. Don't feel bad if you do. I understand. Life, man, gets in the way. Funny stuff, man. All right, well, do you want to move on to your list?
I got to find positive. Oh, yeah, Dota 2 AI bots.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, because you know what's amazing is I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm actually surprised it took so long. Like when it comes to an AI beating a grandmaster chess player, or even harder, like the best Go players in the world, that seems to be on a whole other level, because those are turn-based strategy games in which your physical reaction time is irrelevant. But if you said, hey, I wrote a bot that beats everybody at Counter-Strike, would you be impressed? No, you wouldn't. Because it goes around and aimbots you in the fucking head. There's nothing impressive about that at all. And honestly, like, my feelings of the Dota bot is kind of along that line. It's like, Dota is a game of a lot of reaction speed, precision clicking, maintaining multiple things at the same time in your brain, all these things that a computer does easily. But at the same time, the level of strategy involved is nowhere near chess. And I thought that was the obstacle, was the intelligence in the programming was the obstacle. So I don't know, obviously maybe I don't understand something about it, but it just seems to me that if the Deep Blue team had spent even a tiny set of the time they spent developing Deep Blue for chess and spent it on Dota, they would have cracked that a long time ago, I think. Because the computer is such an advantage. Like, imagine StarCraft. It's like, oh, a computer beats a guy in StarCraft. Well, he's got perfect micro. Perfect micro. It's not that hard to beat anybody, man. Like, so am I alone? Like, I'm not impressed by that. I'm like, oh yeah, a computer beat guys in Dota. It's like, well, fuck yeah, man. Must be nice to never miss anything. And
so, yeah, there's a funny discussion on a of all places, a Moxie Fruvis album, Live Noise. I'll wait for Jarrett to
nice
finish the.
Yeah, I just got sweet, man. Going to Croatia.
What's happening?
Yeah, that was the final 100%
Nice.
confirmation right there. Going to Croatia, man.
Watch
Fucking A.
tennis.
Do you have to watch tennis? Actually, I'm landing in Budapest, Hungary. We're driving.
Oh, cool.
We're driving to Osijek, Croatia. Fucking A, man. Hey, if you guys live in Budapest, Hungary, or Osijek, Croatia,
Jared's gonna go.
there's
there.
an opportunity to have a beer with me at a bar. First weekend of February.
So there's of all places a Moxie Fruvis album, which is a band, a Canadian band, now disgraced Canadian band because Giangameshi was one of the singers.
What a shame.
Because it kind of ruined the music for me. But anyway, it's part of the soundtrack of our lives. Moxie Fruvis, Bargainville, great album. So on the live noise...
Sorry, one sec.
Oh.
Later, Tony. Might not see you
Tony's
before
taking off.
Christmas. Merry Christmas, man. I hope you get what you want.
From Santa.
From Santa, of course. Who very much exists, by the way.
Yes.
Although some kids at school are saying he doesn't. And puts me in a weird spot. You know?
Wow. When you...
Never wanted to take part in it in the first place. It's a tough decision as a parent, man.
Yeah.
It really is. Anyway, okay, go on, sorry.
So on this album, they have a discussion, on stage banter about Deep Blue beating Gary Kasparov.
Yeah.
And one of them, they had this argument about, like, one of them is like, well, it's dumb because it's like a calculator being like, let's play the adding game. Well, of course they're going to do that better than a human being.
Yes.
But, like, if there's a fire in the room, I can run out. Deep Blue's toast, right? It's like we're both good at different things, and it's like But anyway, it was a funny discussion. I'm not going to do it justice telling a story, but this idea that, like, okay, well, the calculator is good at the adding game because a chess computer doesn't play chess the way a human plays chess. It has an end game library where it knows millions of configurations of the board whereby it can have an end game that it forces moves until it wins, right? So it has that library, first of all, but it also, has played millions of games or whatever. But like with Dota, what they did is they had, it's 1v1 only, first of all, so that makes it relatively simple, even though it seems complex. But, the bot plays, millions of games against another bot, and it learns from that. And it's like, it's fortunate that, like, AI, for the sake of, if it ever comes down to AI versus human beings, it's fortunate that they're limited to learning things that are only repeatable in high speed inside a computer. Because, like, if it was like, doing your job, like, I don't think it's a repeatable thing to write an amazing, hilarious movie, right? For instance, to write a script, right? We're not going to teach AI. People are saying AI bots are going to be writing movies that you enjoy. Well, it's like, it's not repeatable.
Oh, that I enjoy. Okay. I was going to say, have you seen Netflix series, the original? I'm pretty fucking sure someone wrote an AI to write bad TV, and that's what's pumping it out right now.
So it's not a repeatable thing to write a million scripts and then test them on a virtual audience if they laugh or not, right? But anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 30 years from now, this clip will be like, oh, Jeff's an idiot. Of course, all the best movies are written by robots.
I will actually enter that ring, and I will say that you are wrong, and that robots will write the funniest shit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
I think
what's the reason for that?
Well, I think it's more than running simulations against other computers in an isolated environment. I think it's more about being able to monitor billions of people in the real time and how they respond to these stimuli. And I think there's a limited number of total potential stimuli, and there's a limited number of total personality types. And I think that, especially the way we're connected now, if they have that much data to work with, and they can really see what makes people laugh, and I just think comedy's a lot more mechanical than people like to give it credit for. It's not quite the Mona Lisa in terms of art. I think it's, very particularly comedies, very mechanical and predictable. And I look at what's successful. Look at The Big Bang Theory. I honestly, man, I originally was going to study AI. I would love to take a shot at it, of writing a code that wrote The Big Bang Theory. I would love to take a fucking shot at it. And I think it'd be next to impossible now, 2018, but in the future, man, because simultaneously as the coding evolves, as computers and the hardware behind them evolves, so does psychology and the understanding of the human complex, the human brain, and how to tweak it and how to do what we want with it. And eventually, when that all comes together, we're gonna have these super fast robots that are super smart compared to the way they are now, and the human body and mind will be so well understood that I think it's only a matter of when. I think it's only a matter of when before there's no more writers either, man. It's just the 99 monkey, the whatever, infinite amount of time, monkeys, typewriters. You know the whole thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. I would love for someone to put out a product, have it be moderately successful, and then admit afterwards that they actually wrote the code that wrote that would be the...
Well, wouldn't it be amazing if it's like, here's all my favorite movies, 100 of them, boom, write me a movie I'm gonna love.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it doesn't. And the actors are all acting virtual, like generated and all that.
Even watching live movie theaters and putting out all the big movies, the big blockbuster comedies that people laugh at, that we may not find enjoyable, but they make a lot of money. People like them. But being able to watch every moment, every facial tick of every person in the audience as the joke hits, as the music hits. I mean, there's so much data there, too much for any human being to analyze realistically. Oh, what's going on?
Just your face here. In my face, I'm like, I knew Jarrett would hate this. I knew Jarrett would hate this. Jarrett hating this, like, so I'm pointing at
shock,
Dara's,
sadness, disbelief.
I'm pointing at Dara's clip that she just linked in chat here. It's like I want to play it here. Your face. Your face is so...
satire? Man,
this isn't satire. This isn't an SNL sketch.
But it is, though.
It's
It is satire.
It's like you're waiting for the joke.
Some things you need to believe to get by in your day.
That's such a great clip, Dara. Thanks.
Yeah. Some people need to believe in deities to get them through the day. I need to believe that song I heard today is satire. That's what allows me to sleep at night. That's what allows me to die comfortably, right?
Yeah.
Some people look to the afterlife. I look to that song as fucking satire.
He'll be like, get this man a priest. He'll come up and be like, Jared, what religion are you? Gucci Gang. It is satire. It is satire. You may rest in peace. It's like, oh, I died.
The family starts crying. Big smile on my face. Beep.
So funny. Oh, man.
The great thing about Lil Pump and his existence
Yeah, can't wait to hear it.
is that if you were to meet somebody that says, fuck, I love that guy, he's great. Didn't you just learn a lot about that guy? Yeah. The guy that said that. Yeah, it's like literally tattooing Drake on your forehead. Right? You might as well tattoo fucking moron. Dude, Lil Pump's great. I love it. I own that album. I spent my money on it. It's like, let me just allocate you let me just move you. I had you in this group in my brain. I'm just going to move you way into this group over here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You gotta wonder, like, what age demo is that? Is it 12-year-olds being like, I'm old, I listen to Gucci Gang?
It's pre-teen to teen to maybe late teen at most. And then, of course, like, I guess there are 20-somethings that never matured. Like, you probably meet 30-year-olds now they act like they're 12. I guess that type of brain, I don't know if it's a result of drinking or drugs or they were just forever destined to have a 12-year-old brain, but I met some adults that absolutely never, they never matured past a preteen level in their brain, and that's his audience. I mean, well, but he's also obviously a kid himself, so I mean, it's like kid and what was it? What was the one with their pants backwards? Crisscross.
Yeah.
Crisscross and make you jump. I mean, those kids were 12, and their audience was obviously 12. Like no adults were going jump because no self-respecting adult's going to listen to music made by a 12-year-old. No. Unless, of course, that 12-year-old's ripping off Chopin on a piano, and you're an aficionado, and you're like, that guy's the most brilliant pianist there. Yeah, he's a prodigy pianist. No, but you know what I mean.
Or Little Stevie Wonder, when he was known as Little Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah,
he was 12, and he was
Yeah, blows away
rocking
with his talent. Yeah.
Yeah, or the Jackson 5, right?
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. And it's put on. It's put on. His slurring is put on. He's trying to sound wasted, right? Like the intentional slurring because he just doesn't care. He cares so little, he won't even enunciate in his own fucking song. He doesn't care.
It's true.
Gucci gang, Gucci
It's
gang,
part of
Gucci
the
gang.
message.
I'm so fucking alpha, I ain't gotta use
It's
my
like-
tongue. Fucking
like-
just use the roof of my mouth to talk. Nigga, fucking gang, Gucci gang.
Like, fucking bitch, don't remember the name.
Fucking bitch, don't remember the name.
Cause that's the cool way to fuck a beer. You don't remember the name.
No.
That's the coolest way to do it, man. It's like, hi, don't tell me. I want to fuck a beer.
I don't fucking know your name. Shit, I'm less cool. I don't know your name. Fucking shut the fuck up.
It's like, but it's not the same if I tried to tell you my name and you actively stopped me from telling you. It's not the same and sort of, no, bitch. No, if I bitch don't remember my name. It's like, no, but I was going to tell you because we have a
I'm
real
Lisa.
connection
God,
here.
get home. Go home.
No.
Lisa, fuck, Lisa.
It's like, but we just spent hours talking and we have a great connection, I think, Anyway. The point is you don't have a connection when you don't remember a name.
You can sign up to be in the Gucci gang on the
best way to
website.
fuck a bitch.
Is he a joke in there?
You can sign up to be in the Gucci gang and send the personalized dog text. Maybe.
I don't know if he's joking.
Well, all the best gangs do. So,
It's true, man.
but there's one other lyric here I want to run by you, Jarrett. Here's the lyrics. I fuck a bitch. I forgot her name. Yeah. I can't buy no bitch no wedding ring. I can't. I just can't. Dude, I can't buy no bitch no wedding ring. I can't. And rather go and buy Balmains. So I'm like, what the fuck is buying a Balmain? It's like, do I need a Balmain? I don't even know because I don't know what a Balmain is. So I googled Balmains because I wasn't sure what a Balmain. I'm like, maybe I need a Balmain. So Balmain.
Oh, it's a type of jean?
Khaki camo pants for like $1,300, and so it's a luxury brand, right? It's there's a problem in society if there's a market for this brand, right?
Yes.
If there's a market for this, something's wrong. We need to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a market for $1,300 torn camo jeans, then we need to look at our society.
Oh yeah, no, Mother Nature's gonna fix this, man. Donald Trump's gonna fix this, man.
So let's
No worries.
let's look at new arrival women's or accessories. Bags. I want to look at bags.
I wanna see it go out and down.
€1,700 shiny leather B-box 28 bag. What is this? A brass cuff for €357. A leather cuff for €500. That's a leather cuff for €500.
Yeah, and they use cookies to improve their site. That's why they're using them. It's to improve their site. I will be right back, Jeff.
All right.
Gucci gang,
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Rather go buy Ballman's Eye. Thought it was the Gucci gang. Don't you go buy Gucci? I guess in his contract of name dropping Balmains. Is that how you pronounce it? Balmain? How do you pronounce ball? Am I saying it right? €900 pants. $17 old. Is that how old little whatever his name is? What is his name? If I Google little, am I gonna autocomplete him? Little Pump. It is little. Oh, he's the autocomplete. Age 17. Wow. Such a long career ahead of him. Yeah. Oh, here's a good comparison. Domi de Gaulle. You guys know who Domi de Gaulle is? Sorry, guys, just waiting for Jared. I gotta show him this.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Yeah, that's gonna be in my head, man.
So someone pointed out, Little Pump is born in 2000. He's 17 years old. Miami, Florida, 17 years old. I was thinking, oh, such a long career ahead of him. You know, he's just starting out, big hit. He's gonna be an amazing artist, right?
Oh yeah, no, he's got a huge career ahead of him.
You know who else is 17 who I think has a huge career? Just to cleanse your palate, you know, just to get something good.
All right.
Yeah. So here's somebody I'm a huge fan of. She's 17, at least when this was recorded. Listen to fucking this. She's graduated from Berklee College of Music. She's fucking boss at the piano. It's not all bleak.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. I'm over, you know, hang down, Gucci gang. Yeah, but you know she's gonna be playing at cabarets for $18 and a couple free drinks and a meal.
No, right? because let me show you here. There's I heard of her because I'm a fan of Louis Cole, and yeah, these people have careers. They have, you know, they're gonna be musicians. They're gonna, and like this is the person I was thinking of, is like, well, both these guys have like huge careers ahead of them. They're like, you know, online musicians. They develop online followings and they tour, and it's like a new way to be musicians. Yeah. Like by
using the internet. Imagine.
Yeah, and it's not all just garbs. It's like these guys have fucking chops. They're real musicians that impress other musicians, and not just morons. And they're using the technology, like it's funny, like, you know, there's videos of them just sitting around with their MIDI controllers doing some crazy stuff on, you know, analog synth stuff, that they're using all the latest technology that's available.
And I'm digging the fact they're purely digital here, man. Yeah.
You know, it's just MIDI controllers. Everything's software. It's like, you know, to get an analog synth sound, you had to buy an actual analog synth in the 90s or the early 2000s. Now this, like, you know, the kids are like, you know, amazing. Like using the latest and greatest technology that they grew up with. They don't know any other way. It's just like, of course you play a synth and not an acoustic piano, right?
Yeah. Oh, you know, like Taryn sees his piano teacher's grand piano as being significantly inferior to his. He lets her know all the time. She's like, oh, it's going out of tune. Yeah, mine doesn't do that.
Yeah, no.
She's like, yeah, sir, I gotta get it tuned up. Yeah, I don't have to tune mine. Hey, do you have any drums I can turn on this one, Miss Tori? Do you have any drums in it? It's actually great watching T sit down. And the only time I ever see him have a lot of fun with piano is when he starts experimenting with the sounds. And he changes the sounds up, and then he's doing his boring Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer homework, but he's doing it with like bop bop drums and whatever. But you know what? His hands are still muscle memorying the fucking keys. He's learning the song for the relatives over the holidays, but he's getting to have a lot of fun with it, with all the, you know, all the different instruments.
Yeah. I've played piano for a lot of years. I'm nowhere near that. Like, that's incredible. Just in technique.
Yeah. She's holding a tennis ball.
What? Like,
She's always holding that tennis ball. Yeah, technique. It's funny
and in the theory she understands, in what she's doing, in the scales and notes, and
oh yeah, no, I'm not able to even
and in the whole art of putting that all together and making it amazing. It's like,
to me, it's like, oh, this sounds amazing, and it's doing weird things in the back of my brain right now that are kind of making me tingly. That's all I can tell you.
And changing instruments on the fly, and just using what the instrument is. It's a MIDI controller that can make, thousands of sounds. Anyway, yeah, there's some optimism for the future of music for you. And now we're back to.
But is she wearing Pwnage?
Is she wearing Pwnage?
That's what it comes down. Well, if she's not, she will.
Is she
be
wearing
soon.
a $500 leather or €500 leather cuff in that video? No. Well, she's not worthy of listening to, obviously. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Yeah, man, I got a crush. I got a crush on Louis Cole.
That's her name, Louis Cole?
No, her name's Domi DeGal. Louis Cole has a hilarious bank account. He has a hilarious song.
I've heard this.
Yeah. And then just like so tight.
Dude, and I relate. I relate, man.
Yeah, it's like,
one of the most anxiety-inducing things in the world is like logging into the bank. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, it's like it's funny because it's so it's like so relatable, and he's so fucking good. It's like, I don't want to check my bank account. I'm just gonna play my fucking shit. That's amazing. And that's some tight ass funk groove right there. Check my bank account. And they have a band called Nowhere, which is so fucking tight too.
Oh, I've heard this. This is where I started my rabbit hole. Yeah. That's
like,
right.
To be so tight in time is hard to achieve. You got to rehearse so much, but all these musicians are so good that. This feels like a fast tempo version of what they should be doing. You know, it's like. Everything's perfect. Like that tightness of having those pauses and like everyone being right on beat. Incredible. And I love how they're in a tiny apartment. Like this is what being an artist is in 2017, right? You're in your tiny apartment. You got some whatever foams taped up on your door. Like it's just, and you got a DSLR or phone camera, and you're just making awesome shit, recording on your home computer, and it's like, it's great to see this happening. This is like, I'm a big fan of Wolfpack as well, which is another funk band. Saw them play in Toronto. It was awesome.
Have you listened to New Jabes?
No, what's that?
New Jabes, there was a thread, front page Reddit last month, that said, "Dear Reddit, what is a band that I've never heard of that I absolutely must fucking hear?" And at 14,000 fucking upvotes, the number one response was New Jabes. Oh. And the number of comments saying, "Holy fuck, I came here to make sure someone said this." I went and grabbed the whole discography. It's pretty fucking decent, man. I gotta say.
New Jabes?
It's I don't even want to describe the sound, even though in my brain I put it as hip hop. But I know that's probably it's like trancey fucking blah. I don't fucking know what the subdivisions are, man.
I saw this Reddit thread, actually.
It's good. It's very listenable. I had a lot of fun. I mean, I don't think it's Chopin, man, but none of it was bad. It was no fucking Gucci gang. I'll tell you what. It was not in fact, this gave me a feeling when I first listened to Kendrick Lamar. That was the same thing I got from this. I'm like, man, this is actually really fucking good, and it's doing something for me. It's moving my soul a bit, man. I'm digging it. You know. Anyway. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Jarrett, when's your next visit to Amsterdam? You know, man, it's not impossible that I'm never back. That's totally not impossible. I've been there 2 times now, 10 years apart. It is very different than when we were there. Population density has doubled, I would guess.
Really?
At least it felt that way. Yeah.
What's the deal?
Oh, it's just like it's wall-to-wall people now. There was no freedom to walk around without like this, and that whole like the cars and the bikes flying by you seems to have gotten worse, or I've changed, and maybe the fact that I had children there with me in a stroller and people are whipping by me at 60k on a moped, eating an apple, looking at their cell phone, right, 1 inch from my son, right. I know, but it was so bustling and so hectic and so dense. But so I talked to my Uber drivers about it too, and they all reassured me, no, yeah, no, I've been driving it for 10 years. This is crazy. Like, the property values have soared. Sorry, tourism has soared. Everything. It's just. In fact, in Europe in general, tourism is. I mean, as the rest of the world has developed, right? As China has woken up, right, and many other places, as there's so much more wealth in the world, and more people are able to travel for fun, which is to like spend all your money going somewhere to look at some shit. Man, are there a lot of fucking people in Amsterdam and Paris looking at shit. And honestly, the entire trip, like all those places we were, and again, I'm a cynical guy, I'm jaded, but a lot of it was ruined by the amount of tourists, right? And I couldn't imagine how I would feel if I was a Parisian living there. And there's a lot of tourists at Toronto, and I live downtown Toronto, but they don't stick out like that. There's like, where do you go in Toronto where everyone is a tourist? Like, where is that place? I don't know. I don't go there if it exists. They're sort of dispersed among everybody. But anyways, Amsterdam felt super touristy. So many coffee shops, so many like young people getting high everywhere, so many bikes flying by, just wall-to-wall people looking at shit, taking pictures of shit, and it didn't feel as authentic as last time I was there in terms of a place that people would like live. They were born and raised there. This is my town. I'm an Amsterdam-donian, whatever the fuck it's called. No, it really seemed more like a tourist party or something. I don't know. More than it did. Remember, we weren't that impressed the first time either, if you recall. Remember, we only spent a couple days there, and we went back out to like Leiden and shit in the actual Netherlands, without all the tourists. But
yeah, you know, it was like, you know, we would probably like Amsterdam for the same reasons that people that live in the Netherlands like Amsterdam, right? Like, it's not like we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, but you know, I was like, oh, look at all the canals and the boats. I'm like, yeah, but that's in all their cities. All their cities have the little cool streams and canals and.
Cameraman like chocolate too. That was great. That was a great time when we shot on Leiden. It's awesome.
But I mean, not that it was bad or anything. But it was stressful for me. It's very bustling. That's all. What do you think about traveling to places to look at shit? Still enjoy it? Oh no, it's great. I mean, I do like seeing some things in the flesh. But I'm more of a guy that. Like, I think if there's a culture you want to experience, you know, that's when you're going to really benefit being there. If you're just going, if you have no interest in Egyptian culture and their history, you just want to see the pyramids, I would go online and look at a fucking picture. Honestly, don't sit at the McDonald's across the street and have it all cave in on you as you look at the pyramid and realize, what the fuck am I doing in Egypt? I actually know nothing about Egyptian culture and have no interest in it. I came here to see the pyramid and check it off a list so I can tell other people I meet at future poker parties, I've been there. I saw the Sphinx, man. That's not a vacation, and that's insanity.
I've always thought that the best way to go to a place is to work there, if you can. You live and work for a year in a place, and it's great if you're young, right? If you just turned 20, you're like, what am I doing with my life? Well, go live and work in Taiwan. Teach English. Apply to one of those programs. There's lots of companies that do it. Live and work in Taiwan for a year.
Yeah.
That's how you see the place.
Yeah.
Or
if you want to know the place, be like, yeah. I understand Taiwan. I understand Thailand. I understand. It's like you've lived there for a while, man.
And then, you know, or if you have some local you know to show you around, that's amazing. That's a world of difference in travel, right? Someone's going to be like, oh, here's the thing, here's the place, here's the stuff. But yeah.
Drive-through brothels.
What, they S your D when you're in your car?
Drive-through brothels. Is that seriously a thing? So not only did Switzerland produce Roger Federer, they produced drive-through brothels. Fucking Switzerland, man. That's yeah, you're right. It could be no. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't as many tourists in Toronto. Although in general, I think, you don't go to Toronto to see things. Maybe the CN Tower 10 years ago when it was the tallest building in the world. But what is there to see in Toronto? What is there to see? Like monument, landmark. I took that picture in person. I didn't just download it off the web, and that's why I spent thousands of dollars.
There is no standing static monument, really, I can suggest, other than going up. If you want to be up high and look at a city, sure. But, like, you go to Toronto for the people, for the food, for the, go to Kensington Market. And, but yeah, I can't really think of any reason to go to Toronto to cross something off of your bucket list in terms of, like, visiting an object, right? But, you shouldn't really travel like when I go to places, when I go to the Eiffel Tower, like, I don't start taking pictures of it because, like, I can Google image search Eiffel Tower and get a way better picture. It's like, no, it's in my brain. I know I was here. Maybe if it's for the, so I'm with somebody, hey, we're at the Eiffel Tower, whatever, but, like,
it's a selfie, right? You're like, we are here, and this is what our faces look like. Look how young we are, because you're gonna look at this in 20 years and go.
Yeah. But I did that at the Mona Lisa, right? I went to the Louvre. I did that thing, and
never took a picture of the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
50 million people with cameras in the air flying away. Everyone's like, everyone's pushed together with their cameras in the air. I'm like, oh, cool, Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
looks just like the fucking pictures.
There's high-res scans of the Mona Lisa, right? So you don't take a picture of the Mona Lisa. So I did a selfie of me and my traveling companion at the time with the Mona Lisa. But then it's like, am I going to ever cherish that or look at that or whatever? Or just like, someone's like, you never saw the Mona Lisa in person. It's like, yeah, I did. Here's evidence. It's like, what are you going to use that photo for, right? And it's like, I've never thought to look at it. I've never, like, it's really, you don't need those pictures, but everyone feels like they do. And in fact, man, I took a picture when I was at the, in New York at the Empire State Building. There's a video of the Empire State Building playing on a monitor, and I took a picture of 3 people taking a video of the video after the gift shop. Like, we're in the gift shop. There's a video playing on a TV in the gift shop. People are taking videos of the video about the Empire State Building in the gift shop. And I'm like, are you gonna watch that? Or are you just there? There's a
I'm sure that video's on YouTube, man.
I know.
I'm pretty sure you could Google that right now.
And there's a sense of, the point is that there's a sense of loss if I don't record this. I never saw that if I don't have it on my cell phone. Is that it's such a stupid thing. So I took a picture of these people doing it. I'm like, why? And my position isn't like, look at these morons doing this, or like, this is a silly thing to do. My position is like, I want to understand why people do this, because clearly they're doing it. Clearly there's some human need being satisfied here that, I kind of feel myself, but I kind of think it's stupid. Like, I'm kind of like, yeah, I kind of think this is an iconic moment in my life, or it's an iconic place or whatever, or it's, but I didn't take any pictures. I didn't go up there and be like, hey, I'm on the Empire State Building. I'm just like, no, it's in my brain. I know I was there, unless I, have dementia or whatever. But maybe that I'll be like,
You might one day, man.
Yeah, maybe one day I got Alzheimer's. I'm like, did I ever go to the Empire? I can't remember. I don't have my photo album.
Yeah, that's why. It's the only reason I mentioned this selfie, because at least you're like, I'm putting myself here. And of course, in the future, Photoshop might be so AI'd. Put me in front of the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. Great, thank you. Christmas card. But either way, taking a shot of just the monument's hilarious to me. With no context. The people are like, they're just shooting Notre Dame Cathedral front. I'm like, oh, you're gonna take the best photo ever. You're right now. You're gonna set the new record on your fucking phone.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah, and Toronto, by the way, there are tons of tourists. I'm not saying I don't know there are, but they're just like, they don't stick out. You just don't see them.
Well, because 52% of Toronto is foreign born.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Toronto is the most multicultural place I've ever been. And I know that there's so many countries and cultures and states and cities in the world that are like, we're multicultural. You get that a lot in the U.S., you get a lot, even in Amsterdam. Amsterdam would say, we're super multicultural. Man, dude, unless you've lived in Toronto for even a little period of time and ridden the subway on your way to work and done whatever, like, I don't know what compares to Toronto, man, but like you'll hear a dozen languages by the time you get to work. You can't possibly fucking tell who's from Toronto or Canada for that part and who is visiting. There's no fucking way, man. It's just insane, the diversity in clothing and attitude and language and everything. And it's beautiful, man. It's safe as fuck. It's, in fact, was just, there's always stupid city versus city, whatever. But I was just reading recently how Toronto's safer than almost anywhere in the world. And it's not surprising for anyone that's lived there. It's such a huge city, man, with so many people of so many cultures, and it can be 4 a.m. and you're drunk out of your mind, stumbling home, and you never feel unsafe in Toronto. I never feel unsafe in Toronto. Anyways, I lived there for a decade. I had a couple of funny incidents, I guess, and but I mean, I know people have visited and had bad incidents. That's crazy bad luck because, man, 10 years, day after day, I was in that shit. That shit never happened to me. I don't know, man. It's Ty K-Bro, I heard you were talking shit on hip-hop and saying jazz is better. Not sure we said that specifically. The irony is people like me, he's generalizing me, hated jazz for all the same reason. Stay snowflaking. Adult to child. Wow, someone went and found Ty K-Bro and had him come over here. He's right riled up, man. You gotta calm down, dude. Relax, have a drink, man. Cheers, have a beer. The world's not so harsh, man. You don't have to be going to other people's chats and going, "Oh my god, I heard that you guys. Let me tell you." It's like, dude, calm down, man. You're freaking out, man. The fact that you would use the word snowflaking while you're freaking out, kind of like a fucking big child, is a bit like. It's okay, man. That's okay. Just calm down. Tracking away. Oh, please, man. I can't wait to see how talented you are. I actually, I really look forward to it, man. I'm sure you have a ton of talent, man, especially if you like hip-hop. And I look forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. In the meantime, I would suggest playing Ultima Online. Not only because there's a lot of potential there as a good gaming experience, but I just think in terms of, honing you, right, molding you as a person, there's a lot of benefit there, man. Yeah. Well, we're gonna be ready, man. I'm pretty sensitive though. Go easy on me with your words, man. I thought jazz was better than hip hop. Well, it is, of course. I mean, if you have, taste. But I think his suggestion is that everyone that dislikes hip hop now are the same people that said jazz sucks when jazz first came out. Maybe we are. Bunch of old whiteys, man. Bunch of old whiteys. All right, we're gonna get a diss track dropped on us. That would actually be one of the highlights of my life, man. The day someone actually cares enough to put that time and effort into a diss track, that's like amazing. You've made it, man. It's that and me too. Like, I'm just waiting for some girl to accuse me of sexual assault, and I know my career is at that level. You know what I mean, Jeff?
Yeah.
Like for like a washed out nobody like me, wouldn't it be amazing if suddenly there's like, I wake up and there's, dude, there's a Twitter storm, like some girl says you assaulted her. I'd be like, my God, I'm relevant again. I'm relevant again. I'll be amazing. Be amazing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on a noobs. Spotify. Yeah, a lot of people listen to our stuff on Spotify.
Cuban jazz? I don't know if I know specifically what that is, man.
There's a movie. Yeah, what is it called? You know the movie I'm talking about. The Buena Vista Social Club. That's Cuban jazz. Or at least it was one of the popular Cuban jazz albums.
Where's your list, by the way? Sorry.
It's right here. I'm trying to think of things that aren't politics or dark.
Uh-oh. Better keep scrolling, man.
Oh, dude, this is incredible.
So dark.
That aren't about guns in the U.S. Oh, man.
Yeah. Like, how do we... I'll be right back. I'm going to pee.
Just looking at my stream topics. We'll get something good to talk about. Don't you guys worry. Oh, this is good. I forgot. This is a while back. I gotta. This is good. It's Game of Thrones related. All right. It's a big list, man. Every time I think about something, I'm like, this makes me crazy. I want to talk about it on stream. I write it down and then talk about it with Jarrett. And Jarrett's like, it makes me crazy too. And then we're like, doesn't this make you crazy? And then we don't know because we just read what you type and we don't know if you guys get crazy or not. But, or maybe you're like, no, that's communism. Jarrett and Jeff are nuts. We're the crazy ones. Hey, May the Q. I look beautiful in my sweater. Thank you. I thought maybe I'd wear something like one of the Christmas colors, or the red of the Christmas red. And Jared said he's got his Christmas sweater. So I don't know if the red's really coming through on this webcam. Color rendering's not so good. We don't have the best lighting, but yeah, it's a nice Christmassy red if you were to look at it in real life. But so,
all right. Yeah.
Stop me if we talked about this. This is on my list.
All right.
So, it's about Game of Thrones. I haven't talked about Game of Thrones in a while because Game of Thrones is like in hiatus or it's between seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And stop me if I mentioned this before. If we talked about this before on stream,
Bob will stop you, man.
There was a Reddit thread 9 months before the latest season came out, and somebody had declared that they had all this leaked information about what was going to happen in the season.
Yes.
And they had all these story plot points that they publicized. Like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and here's the whole season. This is everything that's happening. It's all leaked.
Yes.
And he posted it in /r/Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And everybody laughed their asses off. They were like, oh my God, hilarious. And they tore his ideas apart. And like, what's so stupid? And then everything he said was 100% accurate and happened.
Yeah, you're talking about me in 2019?
No. This is the thread. This is the Reddit thread of the actual Game of Thrones spoilers that was like a year ago. And it's like, here. Jon meets Daenerys. He's summoned to Daenerys, who wants to bend the knee. It's basically the season, right?
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is the comments. The wall will fall at the end of the season while Jon and Daenerys have sex. I lost it there.
Yeah, like that's what it was. Just oh my God!
It's like, oh, this is so funny, so hilarious. So it's interesting to see what the fans of Game of Thrones think about the season when they think it's coming from an illegitimate source. And honestly, this season was a bit out there. It was a bit like, oh, is George R. R. Martin writing slow?
Dude, this is all accurate. Like this guy's. Yeah.
Cersei is pregnant, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and
oh yeah, no, it looks ridiculous, but it's not.
So this was like 9 months before the season started airing. So this guy was like had legit insider info.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so I lost it there. I laughed at John. It's like, but did you laugh when it happened in the actual show?
Are you Free Folk? This is Free Folk. Okay. /r Free Folk. Yeah, Free Folk's where it's at, man. Game of Thrones for scrubbies. No, Free Folk, where's the shed? No. Before the season aired, there's a website. I can't remember what it's called. Offhand, if someone said it, I would probably remember it. But no, man. Before the season aired, I read all the scripts. I read it. Oh yeah, I knew everything that was gonna happen before it happened, and it was all accurate. Like it was all these leaks, like wherever this guy got his info, like through Free.
You got it through the same.
Through Free Folk, someone linked a website saying, there's a website that's ongoing. I guarantee it's right now, and I guarantee it's got leaks. It has all of everything that's leaked is compiled in one website, including all the dailies. Man, everyone on scene, the people that are on set, right? They're leaking their dailies, leaking shots, aerials, even like the costume designer like, leaking like shots of some of the costumes, and it's all there. It's all there, and I read it and I grokked it all, and it was fucking accurate, right from the opening scene of Arya like feeding, the phrase to the phrase and like killing them all. It's like, oh yeah, like I knew everything was gonna happen, and you know what? It never ruined a bit of the season for me.
Really?
I don't think, even though I didn't enjoy the season that much, I thought it was way too quickly paced compared to the previous ones. Like if you could go back and pace it properly, wouldn't a lot more have happened in season 2, 3, 4, and a lot less in season 6? Maybe I don't know. The pacing's out of control now. Like it's like people warping around the world. Like where the fuck is Jorah? Oh, he's fucking everywhere. He's like
John going north, south. It's like
they spent 5 seasons creating this reality to the world where even when a character is traveling, it took him multiple episodes because the universe is big, and they give that sense of big.
Yeah.
It's like making people run an EverQuest or find a wizard that can teleport. It's like giving travel a meaning. And then in the latest season, it's like that's out the window, man. Everyone's wherever they want to be. Really too bad. Really too bad. But I mean, obviously, I still think it's a great show. But I thought the last season was way more American NBC television than any of the previous ones. And lo and behold, it's the first one not that they're beyond the books, right? And suddenly it got so American, right? I just say that I mean Hollywood, modern TV with its sort of pacing and fuck sense out the window, man. Like everyone's everywhere. But Subhuman subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you, man.
Oh, nice.
Someone asked if it bugs me if my name is spelled wrong. Nah, man. Bugs my mom still. She never got over it. I think that's because she named me, so she accepts some responsibility for that. But for me, you're talking to a guy whose teachers my entire life would spell my name wrong on my report card, right? Like my mom has literally gone into the school to have talks to the principal about me coming home with a report card that my teacher who taught me all year spells my name wrong. Didn't fucking learn my name.
How accurate is the card?
Yes, right. So and there is a point there. You would think you'd take a little bit of care. I'm the kind of guy that triple checks an email when I'm sending one, especially to someone I don't communicate with often, especially if it's business related, to make sure that when I say, hi, Kyrian, I'm spelling Kyrian wrong. It's a weird name. Got to spell it right. I'm quintuple checking that shit. So I've been a bit jaded that way because I want to make sure I don't jarret other people like a dick. Because it's someone's name. Just take a fucking second, man. But it's shocking. Yeah, to this day, man, it's actually amazing how often people still, today, say my name wrong. Or I spell my name wrong. Yeah. So no, it doesn't faze me, man. I'm like damn near 40 years of experience of people being lazy bastards is my name. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And it's my mom's fault. Stupid name.
All right, Canadian maple syrup with pancakes yesterday. I thought of you two. Hey, thanks, man.
I had some Canadian maple syrup yesterday with my French toast. I don't know how Canadian French toast is. If that's more of a France thing or a Quebecois thing, but. Did you know that I ate at a Michelin star restaurant in Paris? Did I ever tell you?
Really? No.
Yeah.
Was it all right?
It was pretty good. It was ruined for me a bit because we had Kian, and he's a ticking time bomb. So I was never able to really relax and enjoy the experience
Oh, wow.
because the whole time I was worried about Keen waking up and ruining it for the entire restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of anxiety, it's hard to eat when you're anxious too, right? It's like, even if it's just like a,
Yeah.
you know, a very base level. But no, food was fantastic. It was a great experience. The service, I mean,
Michelin star
holy
service.
fuck, man. I come into the restaurant and they're like, sir, we will take the stroller. But I take it, he's like, and the stroller just disappeared. Everything just, like, this fucking gone. White gloves taking everything away. Coat's gone. Everything's gone. And like, okay, and then you walk to the fucking seat. Like, you know what I mean?
You get used to that. That's a problem. You get
Yeah.
used to that. You'd be like, I walk into my house, my coat's still on my body.
My
What the
coat's
fuck?
still on!
Ow, ow, my coat.
I hold my arms out and it doesn't disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get used to that.
The service was actually, like, you know, the most impressive of all the things, I think. Right?
Yeah.
The food, I've had amazing food before. Like, I've had world-class food before, and it was world-class food. So I'm like, okay, that I was expecting world-class food, but it was the lifestyle that was probably the most impressive. The lifestyle of, like, you know, you walk in and you're just fucking king. Man.
Every whim.
Every whim, you're king, man. Everything you want, of course, sir. Like, of course, sir is the answer. Like,
course.
can I get like I'm sorry, can I get a water? But I really don't like bubblies. I need a still water, but I still want like the whatever. Like, of course, sir. Like, of course. Oh my God. Like,
I will make that
in a
happen.
millisecond. With no consideration for the cost, which we will not tell you, but will be exorbitant. We would be happy to.
Well, you probably weren't paying for it. I know who took you there.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to no Michelin star restaurants, man. But,
Yeah. Our friend, mutual friend Jay, went to a Michelin star restaurant and was like, yeah, well, it sounds okay. It was a good restaurant.
yeah, it's a good
He wasn't
restaurant.
Impressed. It wasn't like, you know. There are other non-Michelin restaurants that are good too, I imagine. But
If money was no object, totally irrelevant to me,
Yeah.
I would eat there semi-regularly.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe once a month I'd go down for the experience, but it wouldn't be my go-to dive. No way, man.
it wouldn't be like that sushi place that you really
No.
loved and went to all the time.
Suki, no way. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
that. It wouldn't be something I'm at every day.
Mhm.
You know, it's also very rich foods, right? No, it's good though. It's cool. Great experience to have in Paris, man.
Nice.
Yeah. I had a lot of cool experiences in Paris, man. I really fell in love with Paris. As soon as you get out of the touristy areas, it's the history, the magic. Thinking about Hemingway, like Orwell, like everyone that had lived there and written there and created there, like the culture, the history of the city. When you're away from the touristy areas and you've had a couple bottles of wine, and it's 2 a.m. and you're with the person you love and you're just looking, you're trying to absorb all of this in the history. It's magic. It's fucking magic. And then you go home and you're like,
Yeah,
yeah. Ontario's pretty cool too, but I mean,
there's a certain majesty to it.
there is
When I was
majesty's a
there,
good
like-
word for it, man. Yeah.
Just know that people and the French Revolution happened there, and like
Yeah,
liberté, égalité, fraternité,
which I agree with all three of those words, man.
and
Absolutely.
people were walking on the same cobblestone roads 200 years earlier.
Yeah,
Like,
the same
oh,
fucking roads. There was a restaurant right there. It might not have been the same name. Maybe it was. I don't know. But it bridges generations. I think that's what makes it so magical. It bridges generations in a way that nowhere in Canada does, because we've only existed here for a couple of generations. I mean, it's probably more impressive to a North American. If a Dutch guy went there, he'd be like, I'm used to shit that's 1,000 years old. There's nothing impressive about being 1,000 years old. But coming from North America when everything's so new, it's mind blowing, man. It's pretty good. Also, the fact that I could speak the native language was really cool. Right? I think that the Netherlands would have been cooler if I could speak Dutch. Right? Germany would have been cooler if I could speak German. But I can, man. I can.
Yeah. This guy keeps talking about a forum mod on the RTS boards like in 2006-07.
Who?
Captain Waffles keeps telling us about a guy
The guy. He's
who's a lunatic now, had a meltdown. Why? His name was Frito Bag. I remember Frito Bag.
Avila? What? Yeah, man. Well, of course. Yeah, because he got really big into a 0 hour. He was like one of the top players in General 0 Hour.
Yeah.
Avilo, yeah. In fact, because Avilo went on like after the Frito Bag character on our forums. Avilo he went on to the 0 Hour. I can't remember. Was it Command and Conquer 3? It was the newer Command and Conquer, I think, after the show. But he became a very prominent community member and one of the top players.
So is he like a streamer or?
Well, now he sounds like a stalker. He's having a 4 to 5 month meltdown over an online girlfriend. And he's going to Italy now to go see her against her wishes. Like, that is, guys, I don't need to know anything more about the story other than against her wishes.
That's like,
that's when you don't go. No, she's playing hard to get. No, you are a creeper. You need to self-realize creeperness. Creeperness isn't a lifelong condition. That it's not an incurable disease. First step is self-awareness. Be like, hey man, he's literally on his way to Italy to see someone who has called the police on him multiple times. Yeah, he was big in SE2. That's where I last name. Yeah, that's right. But he was still never really respected by the community, even though he was actually a really good player and he had good results. No one respected him because of his attitude, because he was always a bit crazy, right? He was kind of a whiner a bit on the forums, if I recall. Anyway. That's, yeah. Maybe it's satire. Did you guys try the Lay's BLT flavor?
No, because I can't imagine how they have lettuce in a chip. How do you taste lettuce from a chip?
I can't taste lettuce from lettuce, man.
I know. So lettuce is about the texture. It's like
I feel it.
It might be BT, but it's no BLT. I can guarantee that. Call it bacon tomato.
Bacon tomato, man.
But man, tell me, if you can taste the lettuce in that flavor, I will go buy a bag and I will put that chip in my mouth because I want to know what tasting lettuce in a potato chip is like. Yeah, it tastes like sour cream and bacon. Sure, yeah, I believe that.
Most recent book that I've read. Oh, hold on. I wish I knew the name. It's French. Read it to Taryn last night.
French book.
So I'm gonna ask me again tomorrow. No, I mean, in terms of books that I've read, it's 99%. It's something I'm reading to my kids. A kid.
I am the chip police, man. I'm a chip reviewer. Like, I will tell you what I think about chips, and yeah, not gonna say stop doing it. I'm not the cops, but tell you what I think about the flavor.
Oui, nous parlons français. Petit peu.
Petit peu. Bien qu'il se fait là.
Oatmeal to go? Was it a nod to A Tribe Called Quest's lyrics to go?
No, it's because there was some oatmeal to go bars sitting on top of my fridge. And I looked over at it. And yeah, just
top 3 chips, man. I'd love to answer this.
Do it.
You got 3 in mind?
I do.
I can drum up 3, I think. The first one is no longer made. You have to recall these. This was all
Orion's sour cream and onion.
Yeah.
I know. Orion's sour cream and onion.
I don't know when they stopped making these chips. It was before high school. Like, I mean, it's been 20 years, but there has to be an image online. Orion's
sour.
Yeah. Orion's sour cream and onion chips. No, that's not the logo.
Well, it might be an updated.
If you do an image search,
I miss the old Orion sour cream and onion chips on Pinterest. That's not it.
Nope, that's not the logo.
Beaver Lumber in the same one. Like, that's a Calgary thing. Maybe there was a Calgary thing.
Was it a local brand? Keep scrolling or do an image search or something and we'll find an old bag. It had a leprechaun on it, right? I mean, it was...
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do a image search. I can't find the bag.
What the fuck? I thought for sure I'd see it right away.
I'm telling you, it seems
no,
like
it's not
it
there.
was. It seems like it was just a Calgary thing. 7 Gold. What the fuck?
Big League Chew pops up.
Punkies. I used to love those.
Oh, I wanted to see the bag. Fuck. Scroll down more. It has to be on the internet, man.
The Orion Sour Cream and Onions Chips bag.
Oh, man.
It must be on the internet.
That shit. Oh, man.
So delicious. It was just like
It was-
it was a new level of chip.
It was. Like, I mean, you have a bit of dust on your hands after eating some Doritos. No, man. Your hands were coated in like a 2 millimeter thick layer that you'd have to suck off afterwards. Like, it was crazy. You couldn't really share the chips. It was too disgusting because of the amount of residue. Yeah. That's shocking. It's not the first result, actually. Google.
Wow. Does anybody remember? Look at this.
5-year-old bump from Calgary.
From an ancient.
Why Calgary, Alberta? Were they literally made in Calgary or something? Those were good, but no Thunder Crunch. Like, you know how much I learned about that guy and his complete lack of taste? Oh my God, you're going to compare them to Thunder Crunch, you fucking Neanderthal? Oh my God. Come on, man.
Where do you guys make this? So yeah, I wonder. Anyway, so there was a chip in the late 80s, early 90s in Calgary, Canada, that we had the pleasure of eating. That was just, it blew away. It was like
Tight ridged ripple. So like the thick,
super dense
max
ridged
surface
surface area
like,
for max.
Yes, and then covered. I mean, just covered in sour. Oh man, it was crazy. Like I've never had a chip like it since. Oh
Yeah, and like when they came out, people were like, it's like, oh, you open up a bag, it's like the whole room smells, right? It was like, oh my God.
Yes.
It was like, oh my God,
Because
those are
of the
Ryan
amount of
Sour Cream and Onions?
sauce. Yeah.
And then everyone's like, it's like, I've never had a chip like that. Like it's like, it was incredible. So that
maybe they're illegal. Like maybe that's why they disappeared. Like because they were 600 calories per chip. Like I don't know.
Miss
God.
Vicky's sea salt and malt vinegar.
That shit's in my house all the time because that's actually Stacy's favorite or one of her favorites.
Yeah,
and
it's-
all of our
it's
kids.
good,
It's one of
but-
the only chips the kids will eat is salt and vinegar. Like whatever, man.
So okay, so top chips. Go ahead. You finish.
Well,
Ryan Sour Cream and
Ryan
Onions.
Sour Cream and Onion, and then second place. Second, third's up, but Doritos Cool Ranch has been a classic. But if I eat them now, it's like listening to Tool's Anima now, right? It's like I remember when this blew my mind, and now it's still a fucking good chip. But is it world class? Doritos has had several discontinued, right? Like Salsa Rio they had, which I actually prefer. They don't make that anymore. But number 2 for sure. Number 2. That's actually for third place. Third place, what's in there? Number 2, Old Dutch Mexican chili chips.
Really?
Yes. Do you remember those chips? They don't make them
I
anymore.
don't. Old Dutch Mexican chip. Were they a flat potato? Or
No, they were
ridged?
ridged, but not as densely ridged as the Orion. More of a traditional like Old Dutch ripple. So a pretty large ripple, right? The sine wave is, I don't know. But Mexican chili. Maybe it's offensive now. I don't know, right?
No Mexican chili. How's that offensive?
Mexicans in the name. I don't know. Nothing can be Mexican anymore.
Could be Mexican.
Gay rapist chips. Like, I don't know what they're called now. Oh, wait, gay. No, they're not gay. Sorry. Murderous rapist chips. Anyways.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, Mexican chili chips, which we could find. And then the third place, it's a Dorito. It's got to go to a Dorito.
So
I might have to default in terms of the ones they still make today that I can go to the store and buy. Maybe Cool Ranch, but even default nacho cheese is pretty tight. You know what I mean?
dude, the default nacho cheese Dorito is one of my top 3 chips for sure because that is a flavor that has been researched so much. It is like
That's Taryn's favorite, I think, by the way.
it's so incredible. And like honestly, like when you get nachos at a restaurant, how are they fucking not Doritos? How are they like no powder flavor on the nachos? Come on. Like whenever I make nachos, I do my nice cheese, onions, and guac and salsa, and I eat them with Doritos. I dip with Doritos. Like you might as well have some flavor in your chips.
Oh shit! You dip Doritos,
Dude.
Shit!
Dude,
That is some next level.
it'll blow your mind. It's like, why would you ever have a regular taco? Like I don't make tacos. I don't, It's like, well, maybe there's something to like.
Fucking
to, like-
Doritos are so flavorful, though. I mean, like, they're coated in the shit. It reminds me of, okay, so there was, I don't want to derail it, but, and this is terrible, and I know I'm revealing my true evil nature here. But there was a story that came out, tragic story. This was like last year, maybe 2 years ago at most, of a mom. She had some number of kids, more than one, and she contracted a terrible like a food illness, like salmonella kind of shit, right? Like, and she was hospitalized and almost died, and did suffer permanent damage to her body, like permanent body damage as a result of food poisoning from nacho cheese sauce at a 7-Eleven. Right? That hot stuff and the
Never
fakest.
eating that.
Dude,
Never. eating
would
that in
you
my life.
like? I mean, really, right?
Never.
So already I'm like, ooh, nacho cheese. But then I read into the story. So before I can get too much into her personal life and how sad it is that her kids and everyone else, and she was comatose for like a long time. She had bought a big bag of Doritos, nacho fucking cheese Doritos, in the 7-Eleven, opened them up, then went and then put nacho cheese dip on them and then bought them and ate them. And the whole time reading the story, I couldn't get over that part of it. Like, I couldn't actually get into the rest of the story because I stopped there. My brain stopped there. It was like, wait a minute. You fucking, the Doritos weren't enough. Like, you got the Doritos, American woman, you opened them up, and then you thought 7-Eleven nacho cheese would improve like you needed more on there. And she put that on there. And I couldn't it blew my mind. But today I met a second person who feels like there's not enough flavor in the fucking nacho. Anyway.
It's not that there's enough flavor.
That woman wanted to die. Seriously, riff raff. She's like, look at 3 kids, another squirt, fucking my husband, fucking. Anyway, man.
I
say American woman because that story would not emerge in Norway. Let me tell you, man. Like, I don't think anyone in Norway is going to the 7-Eleven, which don't even exist, buying Doritos. They probably don't even sell, and putting gasoline, nacho cheese sauce on the shit, which also doesn't exist. It's like a trifecta, doesn't even fucking exist. It's also bad for you. American woman chooses her Doritos. Anyways, I don't know, man. Okay, Jared and Jeff, I'm off to bed. Midnight here. Good to see you again. I won't expect you in Amsterdam. Sorry. Except mobile game aggravates. Thank you. I think it's T-Hawk for the win, not Falk for the win, right? Okay, man. Sorry, I just mean I might be back in Amsterdam, but it was 10 years apart, my trips. It seems like it would be a long time, and I don't know when. And there's a lot of places in the world I haven't been even once. So to go to Amsterdam for a third time instead I go to those places once seems a bit crazy, man. Crazy, but... Bebo Boot, man. Yeah, hey, good morning. I do have the shirt on. You want you guys get into some PUBG games together sometime? Would be awesome. A dream come true. I do intend... T-Hawk, nice. I do intend to play PUBG. And if it's possible for us to set up a game of the 100 people, can you just where it's all invite? Like it's no randos? Like 100 people from the stream could go in and join that game and we could all fight each other. I think that would be fucking hilarious, and I'm 100% down. I'm 100% down. I will try it after Fortnite because Fortnite was free and I've already got it installed on my PS4. So that will be my entrance into the Battle Royale. Although I actually did briefly play H1Z1. Ty introduced me to it, but never really stuck with me. Not for the game's fault, just for the timing in my life that it came in. It came into my life at the wrong time, you know, like that girl you might have married in another life. Just bad timing. Just bad timing, man. League of Legends, I keep intending to want to play League of Legends again, man. Now that it's a totally new game, I'm gonna relearn it all. That's great. It's good. At least I own a lot of skins for this new game. That's good. Only some people have the ability to make custom servers. I think Ty does, though. Oh, that's enough, man. If Ty can do it, we can totally rock it. Fortnite is to PUBG what Heroes of the Storm is to League. Ah, it's a good analogy, man. Tells me a lot, actually. Tells me a lot. It's a very good thing you didn't say Fortnite is to PUBG what League of Legends is to Dota, because at which point I never would have played PUBG. You know, I've been like, oh, it's a more modern evolution of the design. Oh, okay. I might as well start there then. Hi, Jared. How am I putting food on the table? It's as much a mystery to me as it might be to you. A generous wife and family, and a lifelong habit of frugality. All of those things combine to have me still getting by somehow, and allowing me to keep working on creative projects that aren't putting food on the table, which one day will stop, of course. I mean, I can only have so many more failures before I'll just go flip burgers, which I then may find myself enjoying my life more than I have in a long time. I don't know. I guess we'll see then. I think it'll be harder to go back to flipping burgers. But it's no lie, man, that I do think some of the sort of like emotional highs of my life, the best times of my life, were before Pwnage. It's when I was working at a grocery store going to university and was poor as fuck. Brilliant times, man. It's when I was inspired, it was a great climate, emotionally, mentally, socially, right? It gave birth to Pwnage, right? But because it had this little Jarrett floating around in idealist, artistic Jarrett that saw good things in the world, you know? so we'll see. I'm actually very serious, though. I've come very close to opening up a burger shop the last couple of years. There's a great spot, great place up for sale. I think the location's great, and I'm hitting like an American Beauty moment in my life where I'm so disillusioned with what is successful in the entertainment space in 2017. And it doesn't help, by the way, guys, when I see Gucci Dance or whatever the fuck it was called. I actually can't even remember already. It's so fucking substanceless garbage. What does he say? It's a Gucci. Fuck. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna compete with, right? Like, come on. And at the end of the day, like, I think I'm as much entrepreneur as I ever was artist. I think part of what was so appealing about Pwnage was the fact we were doing something new that no one had done before and figuring out a way to make it work, right? Now it's all plug and play, just like your computer, right? Everyone can build a computer now. It's not impressive. Well, I built my own PC. Oh, wow, did you really? Did you really? You plugged the graphics card in and then it auto-detected? Fucking let me just slow or fast golf clap that shit for you, you fucking computer genius. You built your own... You know what I mean? That's what I say to web series in Twitter. Oh, you made a web series. Wow, it must be fucking hard. Yeah. What'd you do? Did you shoot it on your phone? Upload it via the built-in app to YouTube that had it auto-distribute to the world? Yeah, you fucking producer genius, you. Yeah. So flipping burgers, man, actually seems kind of appealing, right? Build a relationship, local community, right? Build some roots, get reestablished. Ooh, what's this, right? But like I said, I'm cynical when it comes to this stuff, and I'm cynical when it comes to burgers, man. I think a great burger is a hard thing to find, and there doesn't happen to be one where I live. So there's appeals that way. I mean, congrats on your web series, though, guys. I mean, real, it's hard. But I'm just talking about I want to open up a burger shop.
You've been talking about that for a while, actually.
Yeah, like I'm legitimately more like enthused about that than trying to compete with Gucci Dance, or whatever the fuck, right?
Gucci, yeah.
You know, because I mean, one, I understand a good burger, and I think I understand what makes someone go to a restaurant. I understand what makes someone come back to it. I understand the need to feel a part of a culture, a community, right? You open the local burger shop, you get to know everyone that lives around you by their name. They know you, they know where you live, right? We live in a small community.
We do.
I think it's so fundamental to your happiness long term to feel a part of a local community. That is something that you can't internet out of. You know, it's a part of the human animal that you can't rationalize your way out of. You can't internet out of it. You want sex, probably, unless you're asexual. You probably want sex, and you probably want to feel a part of a community and things like that.
And a good burger.
And a good fucking burger, man. And fries. We're talking about potato chips. Why the fuck is there not Ripple fries with motherfucking seasoning salt on them? Where are the Ice Cream Haven fries, motherfucker? Is that hard?
Oh, yeah.
Have you found them? You have that look on your face
No.
that you found them.
Actually, I buy High's seasoning salt. I put them on my French
Yeah, that's what we do at home.
Yeah. High's seasoning salt is amazing.
When I
Out of
home
this
make
world.
fries, as someone who has no cooking experience and can't do shit, I'm a terrible fucking cook. Why can I make fries better than anywhere I can buy them in the world that I know of? Why is that? That's fucking stupid. That's a problem in the market, man. Problem that can be corrected by Jarrett's Burger Shop. Would you come to my burger shop? Right? You'd make the drive, wouldn't you? On the way to the beach?
I would
I
come
know.
to your burger shop.
What is this tasty ass motherfucker right here?
Well, it's a little bit of I might have made it too strong.
Oh, there's
But
no
I-
such thing.
I didn't want unnecessary calories in such a beverage, which is the most hilariously high calorie beverage possible.
Ooh, that's some seasonal motherfucker.
It's,
The cinnamon, actual cinnamon.
Actual cinnamon, actual nutmeg
Oh,
in a rum and eggnog right here.
did you know that a nutmeg doesn't expire, at least to the point where it would cause death or illness? And I only know this because we used some recently. It was from 1987.
What?
Yeah, we found it. Yeah, my mom. It was like in her boxes. We're like, nutmeg. Oh, I'm like, holy shit! This shit. I wasn't even 10 yet. This shit was in our cupboard. She's like,
Wow.
it must have come from Winnipeg into Calgary into whatever. I'm like, Stacy fucking used it. She's like, fuck it. She like used it to make some cookies. Fucking great cookies. Nobody died.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit! Nutmeg, 30 years old. 30
Well,
years old. This nutmeg was.
There's a lot of things that
Fucking
just
A, man.
lose potency, right? And it's just like you got to use a bit more.
Yeah, Stacy's so bold. She's like, fuck it.
But
Feed the whole family. 30-year-old nutmeg.
yeah, man, it's
Oh damn, dude.
so you heard someone come home. And,
I assume that's Allison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then move around, do some stuff. So I noticed a few changes upstairs, and one of them was that there was eggnog in the fridge, and there was rum in the liquor stash. So I'm like, well, there's only one thing we can do here. It's like, oh, I see. She's got some holiday ideas. So
Well, I gotta watch out because I did drive here. That's why I've been restricted. In fact, I was cut off. This was it. I'm like, yeah, and
This
there's
was
one
it.
more
Wow.
hour that I can drive home safely under the legal limit.
yeah, and this
Now
is
Jeff's
this is gut.
You're
This
gonna
is-
be calling Uber, man.
This is gut right here. This is this is how many calories in this drink?
300 if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Like over a tenth of your
which is-
entire day, dude.
Which is why they don't sell eggnog throughout the year, which is a good thing. Right?
The Captain Leet, man. Good night, dude. Sorry, gotta sleep. Please make an update video somewhere. Tell us what you're getting up to. We'll make a video when we've got something to tell you what we're up to, man. And let me tell you, when that shit goes live, you're gonna be really excited. So will I, because I have no idea what it could possibly be. But I'm just saying that, goddamn, I'll be excited when I know we're gonna make that video. But we're not gonna make a video until there's actually something we're getting up to. But in the meantime, I'm glad you hung out, dude. Have a good sleep.
Cheers, man.
I gotta
You gotta pee.
I gotta pee, man. I gotta pee. I gotta pee.
White Russians are just as bad. Yep. You can get those year round, which is dangerous. Don't drink White Russians year round. How many calories in the sun? A lot. If you consider, well, there's a lot of calories in here if you consider the atomic energy. E equals MC squared version of it. Yeah, there's a lot more energy than the chemical energy in there. But yeah. Not a lot of energy in helium unless you fuse it into, well, yeah. Yeah, I think It's the other way around. Hydrogen, which there is energy if combined with oxygen, chemical energy. You freeze it into helium, there is even more energy. But yeah, anyway, at least the sun provides all the energy on our planet for us. You know, eggnog is the one beverage I think is improved with the addition of alcohol. I think rum and eggnog taste better than just rum and taste better than just eggnog. And there are very few exceptions, you know. Coke tastes better than rum and Coke. Tastes better than rum. Yeah. I can't. Can anybody name a beverage that is improved with mixing with an alcohol drink? That is where the mixes taste better than the sum of the parts of any of the parts. Can anybody name that kind of a drink? So I'm a big fashion of. I'm a big fan, not a big fashion. I'm a big fan of old fashions. Which is like I make with maple syrup, rye, and bitters. But of course, bitters are gross on their own. Rye is like gross. Maple syrup's amazing, but I'd maybe say the old-fashioned is a better taste. I don't know, because maple syrup's too sweet, but maple syrup in pancakes is better than the old-fashioned. I don't know. Anyway, orange juice with vodka is a better taste than orange juice? Really? You know what? Gin and tonic, you're right, because tonic's disgusting, gin's disgusting, and then gin and tonic is just slightly less disgusting. So yeah, I think you're right, with a bit of lime. Even less disgusting with the lime. Cranberry is better than vodka cranberry, though. Dr. Pepper and Kraken, that's a good one. Gin Caesar, really? Huh.
Okay, I'm back. Hard for me to make sense of chat when I'm not here to see what they're saying.
So let me pose this to you. So this started with my assertion that rum and eggnog tastes better than rum alone and eggnog alone.
Well,
which
that's
I think
deep. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, Jeff.
Well, you know, it's general cooking, and
It's like data. You know what I mean?
It's like, you know, when you cook, you want the ingredients to be greater than, you know, you could just have some cheese and some bread and some meat separate, but
it
the
is
combination,
a great combination.
is
Yeah.
right.
I would never drink eggnog. Could you imagine ever? Like, to me, it is a mix for a rum.
It is, yeah, it
It's-
is, right?
yeah.
So my point is what beverages are better when mixed with alcohol, right? Because I think Coke probably tastes better. You know, I don't drink it alone, but, you know, probably tastes better without the rye, right? Or, you know.
Yeah.
So-
Okay.
so-
Now the chat makes so much sense.
Yeah, so here,
Okay.
Kahlua and chocolate milk, hey? The addition of alcohol.
Chocolate milk is so good. Kahlua is not improved. It really does improve it. I mean, it improves the effect on your smile afterwards.
But
I'm not sure how many there are. That I personally felt the effect of.
yeah, but people are saying that, like,
I'm a big
vodka
orange juice
improves
fan.
orange juice.
I saw
Yeah.
orange juice and vodka.
Yeah.
I love orange juice.
Does it get better with vodka?
No.
There's
Orange
no
juice is
fucking way.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Orange juice is
amazing.
fucking brilliant. It's so brilliant that you can shove vodka in there and it still tastes good. That's how good orange juice is.
Yep.
Because vodka is like terrible. It's drinking it straight. It's like drinking medicine, right? And a good vodka is the one that tastes the least like medicine. It's not like the one with the best vodka flavors. No, the best vodka is the one that tastes the least like vodka. That says a lot about vodka, actually. Grey Goose can barely taste it. Oh, what a great vodka that is.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. I'm not the biggest fan of Coca-Cola, but I do like Jack and Coke. It's possible that I actually like the flavor more than just Coca-Cola because
Really?
I'm not a
Oh.
Coca-Cola fan. I would never drink just Coca-Cola, but that could be that I would never justify those calories without getting high off
Yeah,
it.
see,
you know?
it's
It's tough to.
in my youth when I had a low body fat percentage. I loved Coke. I used to have Coca-Cola. I drink it all the time. It's awesome.
What the fuck was that?
It's my phone alert.
Okay. And it was like one of your rattles went off.
No. I actually should probably.
Which has a wall of rattles. Oh, it's got multiple messages.
I got messages.
Fine, I'll open Clash then, man. Let me see. I got some cheese. Some cheese. I don't have any chess, man. Oh, yeah, man. Okay, I got 5 hours yet. Yeah. There's a sudden death challenge I wanted to do tonight, man. Damn it! Why don't you play Clash? What the fuck is wrong with you? God damn it!
I'm too busy.
There's no such thing. Everybody shits, man. Everybody shits. There's no such thing on mobile game. I'm too busy for mobile game. What? When you shit, you're too busy? Yeah, I work when I shit. Which, by the way, we have to have a sit down. If you don't have time when you shit for yourself,
I gotta turn off my Gmail notifications. They're doubling up with inbox. What the hell? Oh.
how's the phone, Jeff? How's the phone?
Sorry, I know that this is like I'm like I might not too late for sushi.
Uh-oh.
They're eating sushi and I'm not getting any.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Sorry guys, my dinner's at stake here. I know that like how many of you are wasting how many people's time? Dude, I'm a serious advocate of the like number of people's time you're wasting. So I'm being such an asshole.
Well, we can call it pretty soon if you need to go, because I told Stacy 7. That's why we started early.
No,
because
I want to keep going, but I think I just have to like order sushi, or I'm not gonna get sushi for dinner tonight.
Order it, man. You want the Matsu sushi, no shrimp. I mean, it's fucking easy, man.
That's what you always get.
Matsu sushi, no shrimp, man. Obviously.
Okay. All right. So.
Yeah, Graham, I might steal your deck for it, actually. The first deck I'm going to try is K-Spang's deck, if K-Spang is here. There was a guy in the main clan, Graham. He, frankly, he's a bit of a whale, kind of. Like, he doesn't have max cards, and he's got a pretty low PB compared to mine and stuff. But he has, like, every common in the game at 12, and, like, every single rare. Like, he's got every card almost maxed instead of, like, maxing anything, which I respect. But at the same time, like, every day he's posting replays to the chat of like his grand challenge wins. Like the guy GCs every day, so obviously there's an income involved there. He was actually spamming this challenge because I asked him about it. I'm like, how come he won it 6 or 7 times straight at 12 wins. He got one win. One of his 12 wins came in 8 minutes. So I said, why don't you just play more GCs at 100 gems instead of spamming the challenge when you've already got all 12 of the prizes? Now you're only getting half rewards. And his response was, you can't play GCs this fast. The cards and gold per minute is way better because of how fast the game is. So I was like, wow. It opened my eyes to the fact that, I have only ever conceived of Clash Royale as gems being the limiting factor, right? The money is the limiting factor. No, this guy's like time, man. Time, shit. Yeah, I could get double the rewards in a GC, but it would take me twice as long. And he was spamming. But anyways, he was using a super cheese Lumberjack balloon deck. A 2.9, I think it was like a 2.9 Lumberjack balloon deck spamming it. He shared a lot of replays. It was a very interesting deck. But this guy was consecutively and consistently 12 winning that challenge. Over and over and over. He was spamming it to get that big 12-win chest, even without the whatevers. But the thing is, I looked at his deck, and it's cheesy. Like, it hurts me. It's like 4-gating in SCD. It would be like Zerg rushing people over and over. It's like, I wouldn't get too much enjoyment from it. But I saw your deck, the P.E.K.K.A. Graveyard. I'm like, that's a deck for people whose brains really work. And I was thinking about using that one. But I was actually going to open with K-Spang's deck, because the last time I used K-Spang's deck in a double elixir challenge, which this is, Sudden Death is double elixir but with 1 tower, which is every graveyard user ever anyway, because how often am I taking more than 1 tower as a graveyard user? I'm like, it's the same thing, man. And last time I used K-Spangs, I went 9-0 and crushed some shit out. without ever even being comfortable on the motherfucker. So I'll start with his, man. But Case Bang, hey man, I didn't even know you were here. Yeah, frankly, I'm talking about frankly the stealth whale. Because have you noticed that every day dude's sharing GC replays? But anyways, did you encounter Frankly's deck often in your runs? Because I'm not convinced your deck would actually hold up against his. Half of people use his deck. Okay. It seems like one error, one bad starting hand, and you're just fucked, man. You're fucked off one bad starting hand. If he gets the right starting hand, you get a bad one. I don't know if you can stop a Rage Clone Balloon. You know, when you open up with you know, a log and a baby dragon and a knight and your archers or your ice wizard. Like how do you know? It seems like you could have been fucked a bit, but you went 12-2. Were your 2 losses from that deck? I'm just wondering which deck I should go with because I want to do it before I go to bed, and I don't want to fuck around. I just want an easy ride, man. I want my 70K and get the fuck out. That's it. Anyway, all right. Not calling out donation subs? Yeah, we are. Sure, dude, just not instantly. Hey, man, you know how fucking old we are? We're combined like 97 years old, okay? Fucking relax, man. Look at this. I'm looking. Hey. Okay, subhuman. Did we not call it subhuman sub? That was an hour ago. I feel like we might have.
I think we did.
Yeah, subhuman sub. So we missed SL Havoc's $5 donations. He says, "You guys want to get into some PUBG together sometime? Would be awesome and a dream come true." I think we addressed it in chat, and I think I talked about it when you were peeing. But it might be... Oh, Dooms, what's up, man? It might be possible to make a Battle Royale game with only stream viewers, right? So it's like we're in the game, and 98 of these motherfuckers in the game. You know what I mean?
Oh,
that could be exceptionally cool. And then run around Tripisis, whose name I've never ever been able to pronounce properly. He resubscribed 28 fucking months, man. Thank you so much. That was 5 minutes ago. We're slow, we're old, man. Everybody here knows that. We're good. We're good, man.
So, Jordan Higgins. We want to talk about some more of my stream topics. We should probably stick to these here. This is Jordan Higgins sent us an email. Hey guys, asked what the fans want to talk about. Here's the top 3 responses. I had messaged Jeff about this a while back. He seemed receptive to the idea, talking about reading the scripts they had already come up with for the second season of the TV show before it got canceled. Maybe this is something they need more time to organize. You know, they could talk about future plots, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Can't do that right now, unfortunately.
But
we could in the future do like a script reading. That would actually kind of be funny.
I just pulled them up. Look at that. August 2nd, 2010. Episode 201, The Gamer Score. Int American Old West Evening Machinima.
Look at these great machinima voices I would have been able to do. Mm-hmm. You know, I was cutting together a voice reel of myself recently.
Oh, nice.
And you know that I actually had to resort to the credits and do some investigating because I couldn't actually figure out which were my voices. Because some of them were so fucking... And then it was like mine. I'm like, wow, I don't even recognize my own voice.
For what?
The TV show.
In the TV series?
Yeah, all the opening people in the sequence or whatever.
Machinima, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Just for a teaser, should we do this first scene? Are you going to read that as Jeremy? I'll read it as Kyle.
Kyle sits on the couch playing Red Dead Redemption on Jeremy's Xbox 360, while Jeremy stands next to the TV, pointing and mocking him. The camera rests on Kyle's shoulder. Both of his hands can occasionally be seen holding the controller. Jeremy, sarcastic. Wow, Kyle, that's real good, Kyle. You only died like 16 times so far in the story. Doesn't the main guy of those Star Wars movies, he dies like 18 times before he owns that like plastic guy at the end of the last level. Yeah, you're doing awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy.
Wow, you got an achievement, Kyle. Wow, congrats. I heard about this one where you like gotta suck like mega bad for like an ultra long time. It's called like the super suckage streak or something. Yeah, that's like probably one like you just got. Yeah, I guess we could like promote you from like Captain Noom to like king of the casual gamers now.
Actually, Jeremy, I now have a higher gamer score than you, so I guess that makes you one of my subjects, right?
Oh, right. Kyle opens up the Xbox Live account selection menu and shows that his account is now exactly 5 gamer score points higher than Jeremy's. Jeremy looks momentarily stunned, but quickly regains his cocky composure. Gamer score doesn't mean anything, Kyle. Most achievements you get for like doing totally newbie stuff.
Jeremy, it's the official Xbox Live gamer score.
Oops.
Clearly, it represents how good of an overall gamer you are. I guess I'm just a better overall gamer than you now.
Jeremy doubles over and forced laughter. Okay, Kyle. Let me explain. You see, there are 2 types of gamers, Kyle. There's casual gamers and there's pro gamers. Casual gamers are like a special type of noob. They like things like stories and graphics and totally suck at like actually playing games, even though they like play a lot of them. Achievements are there just to make like the casual gamer noobs feel like they got skills.
I guess I should probably change my account type from recreational to pro then.
Kyle starts to switch his account type. Jeremy looks anxious. Okay, Kyle, get off my Xbox. Jeremy hastily grabs the controller from Kyle.
Whoa, Kyle, I was in the middle of my game. Or Jeremy. Whoa, Jeremy, I was in the middle of my game.
Kyle, it's single player. There is nobody to care.
Sure, whatever, Jeremy. I guess you probably need the practice more than I do, so I think I'll go get a smoked meat sandwich.
Okay, Kyle. Time to show how dumb you are. Jeremy turns and starts up a fresh single-player game of Red Dead Redemption. Which is weird that I gotta do that again, because Kyle just keeps forgetting. But I guess that's just what dumb people do.
That's the scene.
There's
End
NC.
scene. Huron is the TV series season 2, which was never made, which exists in script form.
It does. It was called The Gamer Score was the name of the whatever, and it was
2 whole episodes. There you have it.
about the idea of quantifying your gamer score on Xbox Live. All these casual noobs, like I got this achievement, and they have a number that represents how good they are and how much that bothers a man like Jeremy. It was actually good. Anyways,
Wouldn't it be great if that show was made?
it would have been a lot funnier than what replaced it. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
by a lot cooler producers.
Look at
He ran a better set too.
hilarious! This is amazing stuff. I love it. We're looking at the script. We're looking more further down, which we'll read later.
Yeah, hey,
We'll
we'll
read
totally read this through, man.
on another future
Maybe-
stream.
yeah. We'll do one.
We should do it. It's fun, right?
That was actually kind of fun.
It was fun.
If
being
I'd actually
Jeremy
read
Cobb.
it first once, I may have actually been able to improve
No,
the
your
delivery.
cold read. Your cold read was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
It
man.
was
Oh,
really good. It's a solid
I-
cold read. Goddamn, how did we get this made? Well, it's funny because, it'd be great to get October in here to read her parts,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she's fucking rocking
Super
it.
famous
She's
now.
super famous.
What are you gonna do? As I told her she would be, man.
Yeah.
We worked with a lot of actors and actresses, a lot of them very talented, but Melanie always did, and immediately from the audition stick out to me as someone that I knew was going to be super famous.
Huge,
She was
yeah.
so fucking talented. It was her and Bill Marchant were the 2 actors I ever worked with. Where on set, I felt intimidated and like I was holding them back for being bad. The only 2 actors I ever worked with that made me kind of feel that way, where I'm like, wow, they're on another fucking level. So I'm really happy for him. Also, she's a total sweetie. Like she is no ego, not a bitch, like just such a sweetie. That yeah, she deserves it, man. Super talented. It's good. I like seeing merit work out in the universe sometimes. It's so good. Like, you know what I mean? For those of you looking for something to fill the Pwnage void, there's a Canadian mockumentary on Vice about 2 best friends trying to get a gig called Nirvana the Band the Show. It's PP good. Oh, that's P good. That's pretty good. He wrote all that out, but pretty was too much. He dropped the RATTY. I gotta watch that, man. I didn't watch it, and I didn't watch David Simon's new show.
David
you know why,
Simon's
man?
show is another character study. It's like
Okay.
like it's not The
Okay,
Wire.
bring it down. Bring it down.
Yeah, it's not The Wire. But in what it tries to be, it bees it so amazingly, right? It's like as David Simon, but it's not The Wire. I've watched the first episode. I haven't watched the second. I'm not jumping at it. I'm like, you know what? I'll watch Dunkirk. I'll watch.
Hey, I watched Dunkirk in the theater
70
before
millimeter.
dinner, and then we couldn't eat. Basically, we laughed the whole dinner about how we were like traumatized, man. Like to see that on the big screen because there are almost no words spoken in this film. It is visceral action. You're in the fucking war, and it's just fucking you're dying, and people are dying. Your friends are just war, and then the movie ends, and you go to dinner, and we were just like, holy fuck, and we're sitting there, and it's downtown, a great little Mexican fusion place, and dude, we just sat there, and the waitress came over, and just like, you want to eat? I'm like, yeah.
The waitress came over, and you were like, and she knew what you wanted, and
yeah,
no one exchanged words, and then you looked at each other, and everyone knew what was happening when they just didn't talk.
We're just shell shocked. No, man, we laughed and we told her like, hey, man, don't see this movie because we have PTSD, man. We were shaken up. It is a movie that is meant to be seen on the big screen. Like that's a theater movie. That is not a watch on your couch kind of movie. Just because of how much of it is purely visual and audio. And the bigger the visuals and the bigger the audio, the bigger the experience. Holy fuck.
Dude, half of it's sound design and music. Like it is a movie
we were
that is
shaken
half
up,
sound.
man.
It's like,
I mean, wow.
It's like, it's everything about it. Every little bit about the relative volumes and the mix and the dynamic range of everything. Of like, and the way that the music keeps pounding and pounding like a heartbeat and heartbeat. It's like, it really brings you into it. It is such an artistic achievement of what it is. It's not trying to be a realistic portrait. It's not a documentary. It's not like this is what it was. It is to evoke the feelings of being there, of the emotions of what's involved. And it's all about, I've only seen the first half because I stopped because I watch movies on my elliptical. I do an hour and then, I watch the next half of the movie at another time. But like, it is the first half I've seen just an evocation of the experience to a modern viewer, which I think was done very well. Of just, you've given up. Everyone's given up. You don't even bother speaking. You're just there in this situation. And you're young, and this is where you're trapped. You were one of the lucky ones to have run from death and made it to the end, which is now your new big challenge. And then, who knows if you'll make it on a boat, and then who knows if you make it not torpedoed.
Yeah, I mean, the opening scene of him with his buddies. I'm going to take a piss.
Yeah.
Within 2 minutes, he's the only one alive.
Yeah.
Barely hopping over a fence. Now,
the only character alive we've seen, and the unseen enemy, the force, the
unseen force that's closing in.
It's purposeful. It's just you don't see the enemy in the movie, right? Or you see the planes, but you hear them huge in noise as you see them as little specks. And I love how he did the big noise, which is why I say it's all sound design, right? You have a massive dive bombing noise for little tiny specks of planes in the sky approaching. And that tells you something about what they were thinking. About when you see a tiny speck in the sky, you think, I am fucked. And how do you get to a viewer at home, I am fucked? Well, you have an incredible noise, which is unrealistic, right? Someone might be like, oh, well, Itchy and Scratchy, they hit the xylophone, whatever, right? You're nitpicking details of physical realism, but no. The planes are so loud at that tiny speck on purpose to evoke what was in the minds of the soldiers on the beach on that day of the danger of like, there's a fucking plane, it's a tiny speck, it's gonna fucking kill you, and all you can do is hope that you're not the one that the bomb lands on. And there's a great shot where he, one of the main characters who follow ducks everyone ducks and covers their head, and it's like boom, boom. You see, the bombs are coming. They're coming, and they just happen to stop before you. You just happen to they happen to run out of bombs. Who knows what determines the number of bombs in the plane? It's just it's all luck. It's all design or whatever. The path of human history that came to determine the number of bombs in that plane was what let you live that day. And that is amazing what they did in the movie. Anyway, that director is no slouch. He's obviously amazing.
Yeah, I've never seen a movie like that. And I mean, if you're going in looking for a complex plot and some fantastic dialogue and brilliant performances, then that's not the movie for you at all. It's not that kind of movie at all. In fact, it's the kind of movie I had never seen before. And as someone who's very cynical by nature, and in fact thought that maybe movies in general kind of on their way out, this movie was a unique experience that showed me the value of the theater experience. I do not go to a lot of movies in the theater. This movie needed to be consumed in a theater for maximum effect. Yeah. It was a visceral experience. It was just maximizing audio, video, like blowing you away. Again, nothing to do with story, nothing. I mean, we all know the story. I mean, they're taking a topic. We know how it ends, man. Like, you've seen Band of Brothers, right? Yeah. You've seen World War II in color on Netflix, which if you haven't, you should fucking... Oh my God, man.
World War II in color.
Holy fuck, dude. I can't believe the amount of footage they have colorized from World War II. It's absolutely fantastic, and they touch on Dunkirk for a bit, I think, in episode 2 or 3. Dunkirk was about the ability for a director and a sound designer to shake your brain up using the medium of film. Like it was that's how it was pushing the envelope. That's how it was exploratory artistically, was that it just shakes you up with sound and visuals. It's like a music video with no music the whole time. Like it's really hard to describe if you haven't seen it, but it's not the kind of movie you're probably used to seeing. Yeah, look at that, 8.8, man. Yeah. It was fantastic. I just kind of turned on board eating tacos one night because I wanted something that I didn't care if I missed. Well, really, really cool stuff, man.
I didn't see the Hateful Eight in 70mm because a mutual friend of ours said it was bad.
I didn't see it, and I forgot it existed until right before the stream. Jeff's like, check it out.
Which I showed you because I have a new monitor that is like widescreen. Well, not 16:9, but wider than that. And I was showing Jarrett some 4K Hateful Eight footage, which is a great movie. And I'm kicking myself for not seeing it in 70mm because it was available in Toronto. So, oh man.
My great-grandfather was one of 500 survivors from a POW camp of 1,200 soldiers. He was at Pearl Harbor, too. Refused to tell anyone about the things he saw until the day he died. Sounds like a man who was actually there.
Yeah.
Because when you meet a man who's like, oh, yeah, me and my buddies. No, man. The shit that happened was so absolutely unthinkably terrible that you don't even talk about it. Like, I guarantee he was not the same human being afterwards that he was going into it. Badfish says, I'm surprised you guys rate the movie so highly. I thought it was mediocre. Yeah, man. As a movie in general, I wouldn't have come out with a higher than a 7 or 8. I still wouldn't. I've just never seen a movie quite like that in terms of it being very, very effective in what its intention was to be this visceral experience. It's an amusement park ride, but in World War II. That's what it is, right? I don't know, like...
The main character is you.
Yes.
The main character is... Like, you don't learn about the soldiers because you're the main character. The observer is the main character, and that is what he's so good at doing. He's a filmmaker. He's making film, not a documentary, not a he's like, if you watch his earlier stuff, he's always very visual and he's in your head almost. And it's anyway. Just watch Dunkirk and think of it as being like there's a lot of movies where the hook is like, well, what would you do? What would you do in this situation? And a lot of horror is that way too. Like, how would you feel in this situation? How would you feel? But this is kind of like it. Like you just nailed it on the head of like being an amusement park ride. It's like you're a part of it. Like, they're not addressing you like, hey, what should we do now? Like looking at the camera right there. But you are kind of there at every step of the way because they're taking the logical steps you would as an observer, and you're kind of like they're observing what the generals are saying or the admirals are saying.
It's why we were shell shocked. Stacey and I we were shaken up after the film. But again, we saw it on a big screen. We were one of the only ones in the theater. Like even in that sense, it was intimate because we saw it late into its run in a local small theater. Still a big screen, big sound. But man, I think there was 4 other people in the theater. There was 6 total.
Wow.
And Stacey and I were 2 of them. Like it was, and even in that sense, it was scary being in a large room alone with those sounds and the explosions going off. Man, we laughed the next day. Well, I mean, it almost like we memed it out in the house because we couldn't get over how shaken up we were. How the whole dinner was ruined. Like it was like a special night out dinner and we couldn't fucking eat. Yeah. It's like, imagine you were just on the beaches trying to get saved. Like, here's some food, eat up. You're like, man, my stomach was clenched. It was crazy.
Zimmer killed it, and also, in a sense, that might be like a new trend. Like the whole rhythmic beating that he also employed that in not Gravity, Interstellar. The sort of just building of the music of it's not like a John Williams score for sure. It's a I keep forgetting the director's name.
Wow, director Space autofills director of Jurassic World.
Is
there a new Jurassic Park coming out, or is
who's
that
Colin Trevorrow?
I don't know, but he's younger than you, man. How come you're not directing Jurassic World, Jeff?
Well, I guess I lack the skill of Colin Trevorrow. That's great. Oh, Safety Not Guaranteed, he did. Yeah, that's good.
He directed the indie film that I've never heard of and the blockbuster Jurassic World. Like, wow, that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan, who wears a suit to work every day, and he looks like this every day. Like, you can't find a picture of Christopher Nolan, and I hate what he did.
It's a bit pretentious, I think.
It might be utilitarian in that it sets a precedent of like professionalism among your crew.
You should get a fucking haircut then, man.
Yeah, but
really, if he's that concerned, maybe learn how to tie that tie.
I hate what he did to Batman. I don't like his Batman.
He's the guy that
Yeah, that was like, it's Batman.
Yeah.
It's like it's, I hate what he did to Batman, but he makes great movies. The Prestige is amazing, and he makes a lot of movies that are kind of about movies. So he thinks his.
You don't just make Batman though. He's the director hired to direct a mega production with 18 producers and so many creative fingers. He's a fucking hired hand. It's not his film. He didn't fucking conceive a Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He didn't invent Batman, but
he's like one of the actors. They fucking hired him. He did some shit.
There were other Batman directors, and then he made a Batman, and it was hugely popular. And it has that one stupid scene where the cops and the criminals are running down the street, and it's like, remember we talked about this on an earlier
it's like Braveheart. They Bravehearted
Batman, and it's like, dude, they have guns. Like, they're not going to run into each other.
Why are you running each other?
But he did it for the cinematic scene, and it's like,
you got to watch Walking Dead sometime.
See, I know he makes films for film's sake to be films, and films are films, and that's his thinking, right? Films aren't reality, and Christopher Nolan's going to make the best film, not the best reality, not anything. He's going to always sacrifice reality, but he's going to make it work in a way that works in film, and he's going to probably define what a lot of film looks like in the next 30, 40 years, right? So who am I to say, I hate that, you're an idiot? But, he did that thing where they all clashed, and then you jib up from everybody as they're clashing, and it's like, you did that in Batman? That's only for Braveheart. That's only for swords and for horses and for, that kind of battle. It was just, I was out of the movie at that point. I was like, they did the Braveheart thing in Batman in a modern movie where people have guns. It's like, Anyway, I'm not a fan of the Batman, the new Batman that talks like this. Like I prefer, honestly, Michael Keaton as Batman.
I fucking prefer Adam West to that shit. No shit, man.
Yeah, the bomb carrying Batman.
Yeah.
But Michael Keaton, being like, I'm
Mars
Batman. I'm trying to tell her I'm Batman. Like him being, that whole he has his vulnerability. He's not an invincible thing that is damaged and somehow that's gonna be amazingly kick ass. Anyway, I'm hurting my throat talking like that. I don't know how.
Hey, Justices TV, man. Thank you. $7 donated. Oh, sorry, $5. Finally able to catch a stream. Cheers, Jeff and Jared. Thank you, man. I'm not missing any more. And we got round trip dice this week. Awesome. Good, man.
Yeah. Anyway. Maybe we got one more topic to talk about.
Jeff, does a director have to be an asshole to be a good director?
No. In fact, I
would wager that's counterproductive. But I do think that there's here's my take on that. A lot of famous directors are considered assholes. I think that in the business of making film and television, there are many people on set whose jobs are not director. In fact, their job may be best boy. Their job may be something totally unrelated. But they came into filmmaking with the intention of being a director or a writer or a famous actor or being a, in a position of creative influence. And it's an interesting space to work in because you have a lot of people there that feel like they have something of great value to contribute. And they will often try to contribute it. And as a good director that has a solid vision, and this applies as much to game design or any artistic endeavor, but when you have a solid creative vision, you have to, if you're the creative lead on something, you're the creative director of the project, and you really believe in that vision, you have to kind of just knock that shit aside. You can't start to listen to the audience. You can't start listening to people on set or like, yeah, maybe it would work better. Blah. If you really believe in your vision and it's really solid and you think you're making a piece of art and you're confident in it, then you have to say, fuck off to those people. Now, you don't have to say that rudely, or it doesn't have to be impolite, but you have to reject their ideas. And for the record, like most of the ideas will be absolutely terrible. And it will be difficult for you unless you're an actor director to even maintain a straight face and maintain an air of respect for their idea, but cordially passing on the idea. And when I see great films made by great directors, and then I hear after the director's an asshole, I actually default think that the director was a guy that there was a lot of people around him that were giving him their ideas that were bad, and he just said no, fuck off, and he stuck to his vision, and he made the film he wanted to make, and then it ended up being great. And I think they get the brand of being an asshole, because functionally speaking, I was going to reiterate that I think the good directors often get branded as assholes because they reject the contributions of others around them to the vision. They're like, the sound guy's like, hey man, what if the scene was like this? Like, no man. Or even to actors, I was going to improvise on this, and we've dealt with this a lot. Like, we're like, okay, I worked on this a bit. Let me go off here, and an actor will bring their own thing. Sometimes an actor will really improve something. You're like, holy fuck, you just half wrote that scene. Good for you.
Yeah.
And then other times it's pure shite, right? And you're like, okay, and you do this dance of trying to politely without making them upset because
you sometimes with actors, another 300 calories. Well, yeah. Sometimes with actors, like you can't put your hand up their ass and make them say the thing you want. You can tell them, can we do the scene like this? Can we have a sort of 3 layers of this and it progresses this way and all that? And then they just don't do it. And then you're like, well, I think, can we, it's like, at the end of the day, you can't put your hand up someone's ass and make them say the thing the way you want it, but you can suggest, you can talk to them. So, yeah, it depends on personalities. It depends on a lot of push and pull. And it was that famous Sam Raimi story when he was directing. Anyway, he talks about how he was directing some huge actors and he was way out of, in their minds, he was way out of his league. And he was kind of suggesting maybe we do this, maybe do that, because of this. He was anyway, it's interesting how you can have like asshole performers and asshole directors. Because at the end of the day, the performer doesn't want to say the shit in a way that makes them look bad, right? So it's a weird sort of creative push and pull, you know. Like anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, the TLDRs, I understand why I think they're seen as assholes. It's because they stuck to their vision and they rejected the I'm sure brilliant contributions of their staff around them, and also the functionally you don't want to be an asshole because although you cannot put your hand up an actor's ass, you have to do what you can to get the performance that you envisioned, and that is least likely to happen if they hate you and you're being a dick to them. So you have to do that in a way that's not an asshole. So in fact, I would say the best directors can't be assholes because try being an asshole to an A-list actor and see what kind of performance that's going to get you. Try being an asshole to any actor and see what kind of performance that's going to get you, right? So it's a delicate dance, man. It's a delicate dance, but yeah, at the end of the day, having worked in it on and off for like over a decade, yeah, man, you get bombarded with ideas from people in the cast and on set and the crew and even online in the stream. How many people emailed us scripts like do this and do that, and most of it is not at all in line with the vision you have. And so you have to just push it aside. And then the people who got pushed aside say, what a fucking dick! What a fucking asshole! I gave him a brilliant idea and he didn't fucking use it, asshole! And, yeah, I mean...
Well, you know, Cronenberg...
Unless you're Harvey Weinstein, then you get your hand right up that ass.
Yeah, you can really puppet them. Yeah. But Cronenberg was in an interview saying that before he works with an actor, he watches interviews with them. He Google search and watches all the interviews he can behind the scenes, whatever, and determines if they're assholes or not. Because he doesn't work with assholes. David Cronenberg.
Oh shit!
Does
he get to watch the stream?
But he goes and he looks. He's like, is this actor an asshole? Yeah, I don't think I want to. And honestly, if you haven't watched Maps to the Stars, oh, it's so good, and it's such like a portrait of Hollywood, of what Hollywood can be at times.
This is a Cronenberg film?
Yeah, Maps to the Stars.
The last thing I saw from Cronenberg, which was the last thing that I probably ever would have seen unless someone recommends otherwise, was a film with the dude from Harry Potter / Twilight. It was unwatchable. It was actually unwatchable.
I think I know the one where he's in the back of a car or some shit.
Yeah, it was unwatchable.
Yeah,
it looked like a high school project.
So Maps to the Stars has that same actor who was in Twilight. And
can you believe I don't know that guy's name off the? Like...
he's well,
dude. I that's my son. That's my boy. That's what I think. I see his face and I see his dad in Harry Potter crying, going, "That's my boy," because I've watched that and I've imagined that's my children.
What?
Like in the scene in Harry Potter, the Goblet of Fire, when that actor's character Cedric Diggory dies, he's killed by Voldemort. It's a pretty like intense, dude. It's an intense scene. You should actually bring it up. Listen to "That's my boy." Watch this fucking dad look at his dead son, dude. Like, it's absolutely... It's not long enough to see the dad's reaction.
You okay?
This will only be Cedric's death.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where are we?
I think, like, 1:10. There's...
Who are you? What do you want?
No. Kill his stag, yeah. He kills him, but it's like when they warp him back
they always...
into the stadium and his dad sees his dead son and comes busting out of the stands screaming, "That's my son, that's my boy." It's like, man, as a father, you can't watch that comfortably.
Here it is.
Like, oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
But the death is real.
It's a, yeah.
They don't know yet.
They don't know. They're...
I love seeing everyone realize it one at a time.
For the GLA!
That chick doesn't know what's happened.
He's back. He's back. Voldemort's back. Cedric,
He asked me to bring his body back.
I couldn't leave him. Not that.
It's all right, Harry. It's all right. He's home. You both are.
It's ironic, like,
Keep everybody in there.
not that Daniel Radcliffe isn't a talented dude, but like, there are so many incredible performances in these films that he's
Body must be moved down there.
I mean,
Too many people.
it's not even in the top 10.
You have to cast a kid, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, and this is his father, man. There's something about the way he says,
It's my boy.
oh, man.
My boy.
What do you do, man? It's fucking terrible. Anyways, man, Harry Potter, a kid's movie, man. It gets fucking dark as a father. Like, you just hear the dad crying as they go away. They leave the scene. You hear the dad's wails as they... Like, what the fuck? Harry... Yeah, kids movie, man? I don't even want to watch this with Taryn, man. We watched the first two, and he's like, let's keep going. I'm like, nah, we stop after 2. Prisoner Azkaban is when it goes down. Like...
Yeah, Harry Potter.
It's too dark for a 7-year-old, man. Jesus.
The end of Harry Potter.
It's my boy. Like, fuck.
Jarrett, an old ass
Yeah.
stream topic. I won't let you read it.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want to. So, how many times have you been pulled over by the police and you've done a breathalyzer test?
I may be lucky, but 0. I've never taken a breathalyzer. Have you?
I have taken 0 breathalyzer tests.
Okay.
Other than the one I volunteered for when I got drunk in the morning at the police station, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So I told this story in the company of a mutual friend of ours, and I said, yeah, you know,
It's
never done a breathalyzer. Never done a breathalyzer
Yeah, yeah.
on the road. I've only